Welcome to Seneca Indians Football, live on KNEO.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show of the Seneca Indians. This is your home for every sack, interception, and touchdown. Now let's join Seth Wilson, Ben Walcott, and Daryl Harbaugh live on location.
Good evening and welcome to Seneca Indian Football here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network as we are at Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium getting ready for the game between Lamar and Seneca, going to kick off here in less than 45 minutes. Seneca comes in with an 8-0 record after defeating East Newton last week by a score of 63-21. Lamar comes into town with a 5-3 record. They started the season defeating McDonald County 32-29. They defeated East Newton 34-24 and then Tipton 44-0. They had a 3-game losing streak in the middle of the season, starting with Cassville losing by 1 point down there in Cassville, losing to Mount Vernon 42-32, and then losing in the Silver Tiger Bowl 20-19 against Nevada. They got back to their winning ways against Monette 45-22, and then defeating Aurora last week, shutting them out 35-0. So their 3 losses are combined 12 points, 2 of them just being 1-point games in this 2024 campaign for the Lamar Tigers. Of course, they're defending state champs. And it's a fun way to wrap up the regular season, Ben. I'm joined by Ben Walcott against the defending state champion in Lamar. Yes, they have 3 losses, but it should be a tough battle between these 2 teams tonight that were up in Columbia last year.
You look at Coach Cody Hilburn, and since he's joined, who has given Lamar the most problems the past 3 years? It's been Seneca. Yes, they lost to him their first year. Second year, they beat him in the regular season, lost to him in the postseason, unfortunately, and then last year beat them pretty handily in Lamar. So Seneca's got this team clicking. Lamar, regardless of who plays tonight, who doesn't play, I think Lamar is kind of looking ahead to the postseason a little bit, and Seneca will be looking forward as well.
Yeah, definitely a tough matchup tonight for the Indians. It looks like a few players from Lamar aren't playing tonight, but that shouldn't matter either way. They are a tough, physical opponent. They know how to play, know how to do things right with all the state championship banners that they've hung up there in Lamar. Coach, tonight is the last regular season of the game for the Seneca seniors. You've played here. What's it like being under the lights here in Seneca, and what comes to the player's mind on a night like this when your regular season's about to wrap up on your senior year?
It's hard to explain unless you went through it. I mean, just being out here on this field, being underneath the lights on Friday night, I've always said this is the best place to be, most fun. As you know, just watching around here, I mean, it's just not a football game. This is a social event. I mean, people all around the area look forward to Friday nights right here. And they all come, and the old-timers all come, and they just love to support the kids and love to play football. And I'm telling you, they don't understand it. They will not understand it until they have to turn that jersey in. So that's when it hits them.
Yeah, it's a weird – people will ask the question all the time, why is football such a big deal? Like, what? Well, outside of high school, once you're done in high school, you don't get to play ever again unless you go on to college, and that's like a 0.6 or 6% chance of you going on to the next level to play. So it means a lot more because, baseball, you can go pick up baseball, wiffle ball, softball after you're done with basketball. You can go pick up a game anywhere. Football, it's tough to get organized, hard-hitting football like this ever again if you don't go on to the next level.
Yeah, it's definitely tough, and it's definitely the thing. And just even down here, southwest Missouri, it's a different breed compared to a lot of other places. So I think that kind of adds to the mystique of it. And if you're lucky enough, you still got 6 weeks left. It's hard to believe, but 9 weeks already have come and gone, and they went by in a flash.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's October 24th today.
25th.
25th. I missed a day. Man, I'm off a whole entire day. But either way, it doesn't seem like it's this late in the year. Last year in Nevada, we were wearing warm clothes because it was so cold, and it was still 90 degrees for a high yesterday. Kind of crazy weather we've had here in southwest Missouri. The weather doesn't help at all to make it feel like it's 9th game of the season and the 2024 campaign. But it's been a crazy year, but a good year for Seneca.
Oh, my. I mean, you're talking here maybe upper 60s now, getting ready to kick off time. And be in the lower 60s when you get done, this is absolutely perfect.
Usually by this time of the year, by the fourth quarter, you can see your breath in the air because it's so cold. But I don't think that's going to be the case tonight. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll have more pregame show for you. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
And we welcome you back here to Tom Hodge Field in Seneca, Missouri, as we're less than 40 minutes away from kickoff here this evening between these two programs. And let's recap last week's game a little bit. I'm going to keep it shorter tonight because we got a longer coaches show because we went through the seniors tonight. It is senior night here in Seneca. East Newton won the ball. They won the toss, and they won it immediately. And 3 quick plays, and Seneca trailed for the first time all season, but it only lasted 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Seneca scored as Caden Klaus took it in, and the game was tied at 7. The defense stood strong and forced a punt, and then Klaus went 86 yards on the very next play, and the Indians didn't look back. Klaus would add a passing touchdown to Hagen Ginger, and Miller would add a score to make it 28-7 at the half. The second half saw 5 possessions for the Indians and 5 turnovers. Probert had a halfback pass to Sherwood. Klaus ran one in. Klaus threw another one to Ginger, and Silas Ball got a touchdown, and Jagger Wilson got in on the scoring streak that night, making a final score of 63-21. Ben, Seneca trailed for the first time. Penalties galore everywhere in the first half. Seneca had a little adversity to go through in that first half, but they managed to get that 28-7 lead built by halftime. What seemed to really help the Indians keep it together to get through that adversity? Was it the defensive strength, the run game? What really carried them through that little bit of a rough patch that they had in the first half?
Well, I think just going into the locker room and having a good conversation about it. I mean, Cody told it after the game. He goes, yeah, I was kind of looking at it at those penalties and everything, and they were kind of protecting our own guys. So you're fighting for your own guys. Obviously, you don't like the penalties, whether they be retaliatory or anything like that. I think you enjoy the fact that you were able to rebound, and you love to face a little bit of adversity in the regular season before it really counts, where it's win or you get ready for basketball season.
Yeah, we've discussed that a couple times with Coach Hilburn. We've had it here or there where things didn't click on the first possession of the night or something like that, and so they had to kind of figure things out on the fly. The other night was just a lot of penalties they had to figure out. Coach, what do you see from the secondary last week? Because East Newton liked to spread the ball out quite a bit, put it in the air quite a bit. What really stood out from the secondary last week to shut down their passing threat from East Newton?
Well, what I really liked was East Newton come out and hit us pretty hard, passing right off the bat, and he threw some good balls, and they've got a good receiver out there. But it's like it took them a quarter, maybe a little over a quarter, to adjust to their speed. And our secondary did. They adjusted to their speed. They knew exactly how far they could lay off of him and get up and jam him if they had to. So they made some adjustments in the second half. It worked real good.
Yeah, you had Blaze Graham and Caden Klaus playing 2 high safety all night long, and we saw them kind of correct things as the game progressed. Instead of them taking direct angles across the field to get to the sidelines to knock a ball down, they kind of got a little bit more depth as soon as the ball was snapped. Once they got a little bit of a hi-hat rather than a run block from their offensive lineman, kind of reading that. So they were able to get down back up a little bit more and take a correct angle to be able to knock a ball down for those 2 safeties. They did a good job, both of those guys.
Anytime that you're, you see a guy for the first time, it takes a little bit to get his moves, his speed, his down. How far can you backpedal? How far can you stay up type? It takes a little bit to adjust to it.
Yeah, Braxton Wolf made that first catch on that sideline. He is a great player. He was in the backfield, I think, 2 years ago as a sophomore, as a running back. They've kind of switched things up under Coach Ellis, went a little bit more spread offense instead of I formation last week against us. So Wolf is definitely a great athlete. Eichelberger, great quarterback, put a lot of balls in the air. We saw him turn the ball over quite a bit in previous weeks, and he did not do that last week against the Indians. 2 games in a row, the Indians haven't had a shutout. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
a turnover, I should say.
I was just going to say, that's exactly what I was going to say, is this team lives off of turnovers in those short fields, and unfortunately they haven't been able to produce that. I think you need to see that here tonight as you get ready for postseason play, just to get yourself back on track.
We're going to take a quick break. We come back, we'll have the first senior spot of the night. We've only got 2 remaining, as it is senior night here in 2024. We'll be back in a few seconds.
At ProLube Tire and Auto Center, we know what it means to rely on your vehicle. We race all year and know how to get that extra inch out of every part. Precision, quality, and reliability are not just words to us. It's what we do every day. We know you rely on your vehicle to perform for your family. From oil changes to full-on repairs, Pro Lube gives you the best racetrack team experience, so you can be worry-free.
Pro Lube Tire and Auto Center, where we get it right on the road and the track.
We're here with Lane Scribner, and it's time for 60 Seconds with the Seneca Senior. First question, what's your favorite sport other than football?
Baseball.
And what position would you like to play other than the position you play now, and why?
Probably middle linebacker to get a little bit more glory.
And what's your favorite food?
Probably meatloaf.
What's your favorite hobby?
Weight training.
And who's your favorite sports team, college or pro?
Kansas City Chiefs.
And who's your favorite athlete?
Kanan Miller.
And what's your favorite subject in school?
Lunch.
And what are your plans after high school?
Be a substation technician.
And who's your biggest role model?
Kanan Miller.
And what's your dream vehicle?
5th gen Dodge 2500.
And what do you listen to pregame, or do you listen to music pregame?
Heavy metal.
All right, that's been 60 Seconds with Lane Scribner. And welcome back here at Tom Hodge Field. We just heard from Lane Scribner, one of your senior spots tonight. It is senior night here at Tom Hodge Field. Time for our Southwest shout-out. Last week we gave a shout-out about district standings. We might get into that in just a couple seconds, but I want to give a shout-out to the girls softball team again. Last week in district play on Thursday night, they defeated Logan Rogersville for the opportunity to play in the semifinals of their district tournament against Nevada. Nevada was the #1 seed, and they took them down to the wire. An errant throw allowed Nevada to walk it off. They led the entire game, did Seneca, and Ben, you were there for that one, on the call for that one. But that group of seniors, 5 senior girls for them, Maddie Collinsworth, Callie Fields, Ashton Land, McKaylee Mitchell, and Kelly Rhodes did a really good job. But tough loss for them, but they played really hard.
Yeah, I mean, you only got 10 girls the entire time, and you take the #1 seed and 22-5. I think Nevada down to the wire. And Daryl and I talked all night long about how if you could score first, you would put a lot of pressure on that Nevada team, and they did. Seneca jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Then it went 3-2, got it to 4-2. Then it was 4-3, 4-4, unfortunately. A throwing error cost them, but Daryl can attest to this as well, is just the fact that those girls, yeah, that one's going to sting for a little bit, but I think they're going to say that they enjoyed this season a lot just because you get the camaraderie of all the different girls. You get really close to your teammates. So,
well, and those 5 seniors, 10 players, it's going to be interesting to see what happens to the Seneca softball program in the future. Hopefully we get some more girls coming out from the junior high levels, or even just some more girls to come out for the softball team in Juneau, just to continue that, because they've had some good years. I think it was 2005, I believe it was, or 2006. I think they finished like second in state. They had a pretty good run.
Right around there. And then you look at Jeff Sills last year, which I think was 2022. They had a losing record, but they won the district championship and faced Fatima, who won the state title, but was able to get to that state quarterfinal. So,
as you can see, the seniors are being recognized out there at midfield. They're moving on to the cheerleaders. The football players have already made their way on the field, and they're going to head to the locker room and get ready to take care of business against the Lamar Tigers. Let's talk about district standings. Seneca pretty much got their district wrapped up, 53 points. Forsyth sitting at 2 with 4-4. So there's no chance, I don't think, that Forsyth could jump Seneca.
No, and on top of that, Forsyth has the head over Reeds, so your 1, 2, 3 are pretty well set.
Well, you say pretty well set. Cassville and Aurora play tonight. If Aurora wins, Aurora will jump them.
Over Reeds?
Over Cassville.
Well, what I'm saying is 1, 2, and 3 are set.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I was thinking 4. Sorry.
No,
you're right, you're
1,
right.
2, 3 are pretty well set. The rest of it, I won't get into.
Yes, it's a hairy situation with 4, 5, and 6 because Cassville and Aurora play tonight, and 7 because Cassville and Aurora play tonight. East Newton and Cassville played, and who won that game, Ben?
I couldn't tell you.
East Newton beat Cassville 42-21.
I don't remember that.
You're right. So you can only jump once. So if Aurora beats Cassville, does East Newton jump Cassville?
It depends where you are because you can only jump once, like you said, and it goes from the top down.
Goes top down. Okay.
So they have to be right next to each other, and you can't jump more than once. So you have to make, if you're East Newton, you're hoping maybe Cassville loses, and you can jump them. But
yeah, because that would be the situation. If it goes from the top down, Aurora would jump Cassville, and then East Newton would jump Cassville. That'd be a big shift for Cassville, going from the 4 spot down to the 6 spot. That's a big change for them. And, of course, the game's got to be played. You know, Aurora had quite a few players out. Whenever we played them, they've got some of those guys back. I had a tough one against Lamar last week, losing 35-0, but it certainly is interesting to see how that district's going to play out. Mount Vernon on the road this week against Monette. They'll get their bonus points for playing up. Stratford is against Fairgrove, the #1 team in Class 2. With a Mount Vernon win and a Stratford loss, nobody thinks that they can flip. But the fact that Mount Vernon's getting bonus points, and if they win and Stratford loses, I think there's a good chance that they can, because they're only 5 points behind at this point, 7 points behind. But Mount Vernon jumped up 5 points last week with a loss.
Yeah, I mean, 7 points is a lot to jump. Like you said, a lot of it's going to just depend on that Fairgrove Stratford game. If that's a barn burner and it's within 5 points, I think Stratford probably pretty well safe. Yeah. But if Mount Vernon beats Monette more by 13 and Stratford loses to Fairgrove by more than 13, then things get very interesting. That's kind of what happened to Seneca 2 years ago. Remember, Seneca finished 8-1, and it was very close to Mount Vernon jumping them when they finished 7-2. It didn't happen, but it was about, I think, 0.2 of a bonus point away, or not even a bonus point, but 0.2 of a point away from that changing, and that would change a lot of stuff. So both those teams tonight, you know, Stratford playing for a Mid-Lakes title as well as the #1 seed. Mount Vernon still a lot to play for even after having 2 losses.
Yeah, Mount Vernon on the road last week against Nevada and losing that one by 7 points, but somehow they still climbed 5 points in the standings. It's kind of crazy. You lose and you still continue to climb. Of course, Lamar, who Seneca's playing tonight, they're in Class 2, District 5. They're sitting at 5-3. Warsaw's 8-0, sitting at the #2 spot, and Stockton with Sheldon 7-1, sitting at the #3 spot. So we have a combined 16-15-1 record between those two schools, and they're still sitting behind Lamar. But however, if Lamar loses tonight, Warsaw will jump them.
Yeah, Warsaw, as long as Warsaw wins by more than 13, Seneca wins by more than 13, there goes your #1 spot. #2, I still think, because of how close those points are, I think Stockton could potentially jump them as well.
Yeah, right now Lamar sitting at 48, Stockton sitting at 47, just a 1.5 separating the two. I did not realize that, Ben. That's a very close district as well. So a lot of things to be answered, a lot of questions to be answered about who's going to be playing who. That Misha website's probably going to get locked up about 10 o'clock tonight because so many people are going to be checking to see where they're at.
It happens every time week 9 about 10 o'clock, and usually by about 11 o'clock midnight it settles down, and you'll know Saturday morning at that point.
Seneca by the numbers, 3,974 total yards, 3,304 rushing yards, 10.33 yards per carry, 58% on third down conversion, and 70.59% on fourth down conversion. We're going to take a break. We come back. We'll have the final senior spot right after this.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
We're here with Landon Commons, and it's time for 60 Seconds with a Seneca senior. First question, what is your most favorite sport other than football?
Wrestling.
And what position would you like to play other than the position you play now, and why?
Probably linebacker.
And what's your favorite food?
Tacos.
What's your favorite hobby?
Hunting.
And who's your favorite sports team, college or pro?
Oklahoma Sooners.
Who's your favorite athlete?
Kanan Miller.
What's your favorite subject in school?
Weights class.
What are your plans after high school?
Be an electrical lineman.
Who's your biggest role model?
My dad.
What's your dream vehicle?
1990 Porsche 911.
And what do you listen to pregame, or do you listen to any music pregame?
I don't listen to any music.
That's been 60 Seconds with Landon Commons. And welcome back to Tom Hodgeville, your countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy. It's time for the blast from the past. We've been going decade by decade. We started out 22, then 33. Then last week we did 45. This week, we're going to skip a decade ahead to the 1950s. Look at the team from 1954. The middle part of that decade saw a lot of success for the Seneca Indian Football Club. I believe at one point they'd only lost like 2 games, 3 games in a 5-year stretch, so that's pretty remarkable. Obviously, we didn't have playoffs back in the 55s, but from 52 to 55, they were 37-2-1. Seneca opened up the season against a very tough Neosho squad, falling 41-12. And then in the next contest, Seneca scored quickly. Against the Neosho game, Seneca scored quickly as Bob Dobbs took a pitch out from quarterback Ronnie Wilson, 43 yards, and Seneca led 6-0. Seneca fumbled, Neosho recovered, and scored a few plays later. At the half, Neosho led 21-6, and then Neosho went up 35-6. Morris Watts finally got another score on the board for the Indians, scoring from 19 yards out to make it 35-12. Neosho scored one more time, 20 seconds left in the game to make a final score 41-12. In week 2 against Lockwood, Bob Dobbs and Ronnie Watts each scored 2 touchdowns, and Seneca won that game 33-6. Ronnie Wilson scored the first quarter on a quarterback sneak, and then Dobbs had a 5-yard score in the second period, and Watts also had a 30-yard score. Dobbs had a 60-yard in the third quarter, and Watts returned a punt for 70 yards. Against Jasper in week 3, Seneca had no trouble whatsoever. Ronnie Wilson had 4 touchdowns, 3 of them being interceptions, pick sixes, which is kind of crazy. Watts had 2 70-yard punt returns. Dobbs had a punt return and a halfback sweep score, and J.C. Kuhn added another score for the Indians as they defeated Jasper in week 3, 62-13. Seneca had a bye week, and then they went to work against Greenfield. Ronnie Wilson scored 2 touchdowns. Larry Rowden hauled in 2 receptions for touchdowns, and one was from Watts and one was from Wilson. And Watts also had a 50-yard score, and Seneca won that week against Greenfield 34-20. Seneca traveled to Miller and raced out to 20-0 lead in that game. Jerry Brady got the scoring started in the first, and then Ronnie Wilson also scored on a 22-yard run. Robert Dobbs scored a 26-yard in the third quarter, and Wilson to Dobbs pass in the final frame made it 26-14. Against CJ, Ronnie Wilson scored 3 touchdowns. Morris Watts scored 2. Dobbs had 1, and winning that game 39-13 to move to 5-1 on the season. In the following week, Seneca handed Carterville a loss by winning 43-12. Wilson had a 12-yard score. Garmin winning from 10 yards out, and Valls had a score in the first period. Coons had a score in the second quarter to lead 22-6 at the half. Watts had a pick 6 in the third, and Garmin added another score. And the fourth quarter, Males had another score to make it 43-12. I know these are a lot of names, but I just want to give props to these old guys back in 1954 that played. I apologize for that. Older football players, 1950. That's even before Coach's time, right, Coach? Where are you at? You're not even listening. But in week 9, Watts scored twice in the first half, and Dobbs added another score to lead Sarcoxy at the half, 20-13, to give them their toughest opponent yet. Kuhn returned a punt for 50 yards and a touchdown, and in the fourth, Dobbs added another score as Seneca defeated Sarcoxy 33-19. The final game of the season, Seneca's defense got on the board first against Wyandotte with Bill Smith recovering a fumble in the end zone, so that was a defensive touchdown. And then Watts had 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and the defense threw a shutout, winning 20-0. Some of the players from that year, Benny Lawson and Buster Brown at left end, Bill Smith at left tackle, Carl Taylor playing left guard, Jim Westcott at center, Dean Taylor at right guard, Bob Stevenson at right tackle, Larry Rowden at right end, Ronnie Wilson at quarterback, Morris Watts at left halfback, Robert Dobbs at right halfback, and Jerry Brady at fullback. Seneca was coached by Jack Wallace. On the year, Seneca went 9-1, scored 318 points by holding opponents to 138 points. Also, too, Morris Watts, that was his senior year. Jack Wallace took a bunch of those seniors down to Arkansas to watch the Razorbacks game. Morris Watts went on to have a successful coaching career, going all over the collegiate circuit. Coached under Nick Saban at one point at Michigan State. He finally retired in 2018 at the University of Central Michigan. So we want to salute this team in 1954, another great team in Seneca's history of tradition, pride, and class. We'll be back with the Coaches Show right after this.
No matter how miserable a man's existence, he does not want to die.
Billy Graham.
Immortality, however uncertain and vague it may be to multitudes of people, is nevertheless mortal man's greatest dream throughout the ages.
And believe it or not, you can realize that dream. Your soul, the very essence of who you are, can live forever with God in heaven if you ask Jesus Christ to save you from your sins.
The Bible says that the sting of death is sin. Jesus Christ conquered sin, death, and the grave, and is alive forevermore. This is the greatest truth that your ears can ever hear, that Jesus Christ died, but he rose again, that you too will die, but you can rise again into newness of life.
Discover more about beginning a relationship with Jesus Christ at findpeacewithgod.net. That is findpeacewithgod.net from the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
It's time for the Cody Hilburn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and New Mac Electric. Now here's Seth Wilson and head coach Cody Hilburn.
Last week we saw a good mix of offensive plays by East Newton. Your defense had to be in the right position at the right time to make plays based off of what they ran. What does going up against a team that's versatile in what they do on offense prepare you for future games?
Yeah, we knew East Newton presented some challenge just because they were really talented at the skill position, and they wanted to spread us out, and that's what they did. And we determined that we didn't want to give up the big play early on, so we played a too high safety look, and we had a light box, and they hit us with an early run play, and we struggled in the first half making them one-dimensional, and that's always what we want to try to accomplish defensively is to stop the run and make them one-dimensional, and we didn't do that in the first half, and really challenged our kids in the second half, and Coach Graham made a nice adjustment, and I thought we played a much better game in the second half.
Your secondary was challenged quite a bit last week. Sherwood, Graham, Haynes, Klaus, Probert, and Harris were really put to the test and came with time of the deflections here and there. Quarterback was held to just 6 of 19. How's that group developed from the start of the year to where they're at now?
Yeah, I don't know that we've had a group see as much as improvement as that group right there. And going into the year, we knew that was going to be the case. I mean, we returned Caden Klaus. He was the only guy with any experience at all back there. And so each and every week we see those guys grow and we challenge them and we're able to do new things. And then this week is going to be different for them as well. It's a new challenge for them and got to do some different stuff in the back end to match what Lamar does. And it's been a challenge this week, but I'm excited to see how they come out and perform.
Offensively, Miller and Klaus looked good, had a big night. Miller looked different than previous games to me, from the press box view, able to break some tackles, get some big gains. And Ben and I mentioned he looked like he was running with more authority last week. With all three, Klaus, Miller, and Probert approaching 1,000 yards on the season. Walk us through what has made those guys so successful with them not being featured backs last year. Is it the practice, the JV games last year, or the previous seniors leading the way to show them how it's done?
I guess the easy answer to that would be yes. Yeah, all those things go into it. Obviously, I talk about this a lot, but I'll continue to talk about it. But it starts with our veteran offensive line and what they're able to do and how they control the defensive line in most games. But the other thing for us is our balance we have in the backfield. And all three of those guys have just done a tremendous job. And it's really tough to key on one or the other. And obviously, early in the season, like everybody's going to eyeball Roman, and he gets a ton of attention. And you saw Caden and Brody kind of play off that. And now people are having to play us more straight up, and we're not getting as much action, with the linebackers moving to our play fakes to our running back. And when that's the case, it's time to just hand the ball off to Roman. And when we do that, obviously he's a big physical running back that has a desire to run over people and finish runs. And I think you saw that on Friday night.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is New Mac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is newmac.com or 417-451-1515. New Mac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
Lamar comes into town this week, averaging just over 34 points a game. We know the tradition they have in being successful with state championships. They run a lot of double tight, double wing, 2-quarterback system that they haven't ran in previous years as much as what we saw last Friday night from them. With how much misdirection they have, how do you focus on being successful to stop their offense?
Yeah, it's a challenge because they present so many different looks, and it may look the same to the eye, but it's not. And then when they do get in that main spinner formation, they may block a one play 4 different ways. ways. So the fit's always different, and they do a really good job of understanding their scheme. And then they can spread you out as well. And they rely heavily on the quarterback run game, which allows them to present a 5 vertical threat to you that you have to honor, but are able to use those wings as essentially fullbacks for their quarterback run game. So they always have kind of a numbers advantage on you. So you got to be sound. It's probably one of the most challenging weeks for our defense to prep for. I thought we did some good stuff last year against them, so we can kind of pull from that game and tweak it a little bit, and hopefully we continue to tighten what we do versus them.
Defensively, they graduated a lot of players that played on the defensive side of the ball. Last year, they allowed 13 points per game. They run a 4-3 defense. What are some things they do well up front against the defensive line to slow down the opposing offense's run game? Yeah,
Coach Wilkerson, the defensive coordinator over there, does a tremendous job. I actually worked with him for a few years over in Carthage, and I respect the heck out of him and the work that he puts in to get his team ready. And that's the thing is he's going to know every tendency we have, and his kids are going to be well coached, ready for that stuff. So every time we play them, we have to break some tendencies, and we have to do some different stuff and run some different plays out of formations. And so the first thing I got to do in a week of preparing for Lamar is kind of look at ourselves in the mirror and find those tendencies first and go into it with just slightly different game plan versus Lamar.
With it being in the last area of the season, the game, it's senior night. Run through the seniors you have on your team this year and how long they've been with you and what they've brought to the Seneca Indian football culture, being freshmen when you took over here at Seneca.
Yeah, it's a special group to me for multiple reasons, but number one, it's my first group that I've had for 4 years. I've had them since their freshman year, and a lot of times it takes 4 years to kind of put the culture what you want it to be and kind of develop your program, and these kids are so mature. It's like sometimes I look at them and then they seem like 30-year-old men sometimes, and they understand leadership and they understand what they need to do outside of the practice field in order to make us the team that we are. But yeah, just running down through them, and we got a wide range of kids in this group with different backgrounds and kind of a different path to getting where they are right now. And it starts with we had 2 guys move in, Tyrone Harris and Caden Budd. That's their first year with our football program. And for one, to see our kids accept them the way that they do. If you looked at them right now, you would think these kids have been playing with them since 3rd grade, and they immediately fit in with our kids. And then credit to these 2 guys is obviously we do things different than probably the programs they came from, and how quickly they had to adapt to the way we do things on and off the field. So proud of them for doing that. And next we got Kanan Miller. Kanan didn't play as a junior, man, came into my office with tears in his eyes and apologized and regretted that decision and said, can I come back out my senior year? And obviously the answer is 100% yes. We'll take you on the football program. I can promise you that. And he's a big weight room kid. If you come out to a football game, check out number 22 on the kickoff team and what he does to set the tone for our football program. Next is Landon Commons. Landon Commons tore his ACL and is out for the season. And we had a lot of seniors that had to battle these injuries, and some of them are season-ending injuries. But you look at Landon last year, what he did for us, started 4 or 5 games last year and helped us go on the run last year, and would have been in the same exact boat this year, and just had an awful injury. But here's what he does every day is he comes out to practice. He never misses a practice. He never misses a meeting, and he comes out and approaches it just like he was gonna play on a Friday night. And the leadership is still there. And again, that's just being a mature kid for us. Lane Scribner, another kid that has just battled the injury bug for straight 2 years, and he's working his tail off to get back for senior night and be able to contribute on week 9 right here. But the thing about Lane is a very special athlete. He's worked so hard to get his weight up because he plays lineman and he's an undersized guy, but maybe our strongest kid pound for pound and extremely athletic for playing those positions. And the thing we haven't seen is hardly any of Lane Scribner on defense this year. And if we can get him, in the playoffs healthy enough to contribute on defense, man, it's a huge advantage for us. Don Brown didn't play football until he was a junior in high school. And we begged and he just was unsure about it. And if you ask Dom right now, this football is his favorite thing that he does. And we're thankful he came out. He's a 2-year starter for us, contributes huge on the offensive line. An extremely strong kid with great feet, does a great job for us. Diego Amayo, Heavy D, we call him, Heavy D. And what this guy has done to get his body ready to play football for us. He's a kid that started 3 games last year and again gets hurt, was out the rest of the season. And I told him some changes needed to be made if he was going to start for us this year, and all he continues to do is make those changes. If there's one kid that lives by our 1% rule, of getting better every day, it's Diego Amaya, and he continues to do that. He'll be a better player today than he was yesterday. Caden Klaus, can't say enough about this kid. Started for us at safety last year and came into the summer in kind of I guess you would call it a quarterback battle, but neither of those kids ever mentioned that to me. They never came into my office and said, what needs to be done? I want to be the quarterback. This is my job. It's my senior year. Nobody did that. And that's the kind of kids we have in Seneca, and he lives that. What can I do to make our team better? Wherever you want me, put me. And when you approach things like that, success finds you, and it comes your way. And you look at the season he's had. He's rushed for almost 1,000 yards. He threw it for over 500. Mr. Consistent. I mean, he's there every day. You don't hear a word out of him. He's yes sir, no sir, and he just goes out and gets the job done every single Friday night. Ryan Owens voted captain of our football team. Ryan Owens was told his season is over due to a horrible back injury, and last week found out that may not be the case. And to see the smile on that kid's face, to see that possibly playing again this year is a possibility, obviously means the world to you as a football coach. And situations like that's why you do it. And I don't know what the situation is going to be there. I know he got back in some pads this week, and we're taking it really slow. But just having him back in pads was such an uplifting moment for us this week. So couldn't be more proud of Ryan. Nolan Napier also voted captain for us. He's kind of the guy that can kind of echo my voice on the football field more than maybe anybody. Nolan's a returning all-state player, so he's a great player, but he's another kid that had to have off-season knee surgery and had to work really hard to get himself ready for the start of the season and wasn't 100%. He came back out and he's probably 85% to start the season, but wanted to be out there week one. Just played offense for the first 3 weeks, and he's a returning all-state defensive end. And now we've got him back going both ways, and just a tremendous player. Lastly, Hagen Ginger. Hagen's also voted the captain for us. If there's a person that's changed more in 3 years, it's Hagen. And probably didn't want to, but here's what I challenged Hagen. Hagen's always been a leader by example, and he does everything right, works his tail off every single day. But we needed more vocal leaders on our football team, because a lot of this group is like that. They show up and they work hard, but sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. I needed more vocal leadership, and told Hagen that. And the change from Hagen from last year to this year and how he leads our football team, man, it cannot be overstated. He does such a good job of rallying our guys. He knows when he needs to get on people and get them going a little bit. He knows when he needs to calm us down. And that's just a sign of being mature, and all these guys are like that, man. And the coolest thing about them, they're doing a great job football-wise. But these kids are going to grow up and be extremely successful someday. And when I say successful, they're going to go out and get jobs and be great people of the community. But they're going to be great dads. They're going to be great husbands. And I just couldn't be more proud of them as a group.
You've been listening to the Cody Hoburn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and New Mac Electric. We'll be back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca is proud to support this portion of the game. They offer banking services including checking and savings accounts, CDs, and loans for individuals and businesses. They have locations in the Seneca and Joplin areas and are online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca, proud supporters of the Seneca Indians. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
And we welcome you back to Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium in Seneca, Missouri, as we are 6 minutes away from kickoff here tonight. Seneca hosting Lamar to wrap up the regular season. On this senior night, these two teams will battle in a game that has been a lot of fun over the last few years. It's a 3-3 record over the last 6 meetings between these two schools. The matchup goes back to 1976. Seneca leading the series 35-13 all time. Most of the wins for Lamar coming from the 2010 to the 2019 seasons. At one point, Lamar had won 6 straight meetings. Lamar comes in averaging 34 points per game while allowing 21 points per game. They'll run some spread offense, but last week they went back to almost exclusively to the 2-quarterback spinner, double wing, double tight formation. They've gone empty a few times as well. So Lamar's offense has always been capable of putting up big numbers, and Ben, with all the misdirection, if you're Seneca's defense, what do you have to do tonight to slow down Lamar's offense?
Well, it's a key every single game. You got to stop the run, keep it simple, easy. You make them pass. Two bad things can happen all the time. Stop the run, you got a good chance of winning.
Now, it is an interesting note we should point out right now. Lamar's quarterback, typically their quarterback, number 10, Alex Wilkerson, in street clothes tonight. Number 12, Carson Stargell, one of their featured running backs, also in street clothes tonight. And number 14, featured running back / quarterback whenever Wilkerson had been out. He'd also been the quarterback. He is also in street clothes tonight. And number 16, Trent Torbeck, the backup quarterback, I guess is how you describe it. He is also in street clothes tonight, too, for the Lamar Tigers. So interesting to see how things pan out tonight without many of their starters suiting up. They still have number 74 dressing out. That's their captain tonight. That's Brandon Martin.
And 84.
84, that's Aiden Sheet. Aiden Sheet, a very fast wingback. They also have number 8, Ian Googie. So they are capable of putting up points still, even though those 3-4 gentlemen aren't playing tonight, aren't suiting up tonight for Lamar. We know Wilkerson's been battling a hamstring injury the entire season. We saw him last year battle a high ankle sprain the entire year and came back and really made the difference in that state championship game for Lamar against Valley Catholic, taking them to overtime and winning that one. We know Hahn is very capable running back, so hopefully those guys can get rested up, they can get healthy and be ready to play whenever their time comes in district. I'm sure that's what they're all hoping for tonight.
I was going to say, I think Lamar's basically saying, all right, guys, we're not worried about tonight. Even if we fall to the 2 or 3 seed, we're worried about making sure we're healthy for a deep postseason
having
run.
some longevity for a postseason run. We know they're capable of it. They do it every single year. 2 years ago with Seneca and Lamar in the semifinals in Class 2. Last year, Lamar state championship game last year, or 3 years ago. I don't remember exactly where they fell as far as I went to the state championship game, maybe lost to St. Pius the 10th or defeated St. Pius or Lutheran North. They had some play that was really weird. That Lutheran North, I think, had 12 players
12 guys on the field. That sounds about right.
They ended up losing that one because they were able to punch in at the last minute and like a 7-6 game or something like that, some crazy low-scoring game. But
they beat Blair Oaks 2 years ago. We won last year. So back-to-back state champions, they're not worried about regulars, especially with the Big 8 title not on the line for them. There's not much for them to play for tonight.
Captains tonight for the Indians, Nolan Napier, Ryan Owens. He's dressed out tonight. Number 56 for the Indians, that is Landon Commons, and number 89, Hagen Ginger. So Landon dressing out tonight. We know he went down the Mount Vernon game with an ACL injury. Ryan Owens went out at the Mount Vernon game with a low back injury after that one. Haven't seen him since week 2. Haven't seen either one of those two seniors since week 2, so it's good to see them back in their pads. I'm sure maybe Landon will get a few plays being at senior night. And then
you may see him get the first play, maybe the second play, and go from there. Go ahead.
They run a 4-3 defense. Coach Hilburn mentioned how much respect he has for their defensive coordinator and Coach Wilkerson. They're physical. They fly around and make plays. They get 10, 11 hats to the ball all the time, so we know they're very good. Coach, I'm going to wait for your question until after the coin toss because I know right now they're talking to each other. These two coaches knowing each other so well. They have worked together in Carthage. They've played against each other 4 times in the last 3 seasons. You know, Seneca really needs to find success tonight to stop them on offense as the coaches make their way back to the sideline. Coach Beshore and Coach Hilburn making their way back to the sideline for the Indians. As Coach Harbaugh's out there with the referee, and in just a few minutes he's going to let us know who has won the coin toss tonight to start this game.
And you also had Jackson Stevens out there for Seneca, another captain. He's a student manager, does a great job all year, so I wanted to give him some recognition. Go ahead, Coach.
Seneca has won the toss. Kyle Kennard and his crew's here, and Seneca has won the toss.
Do you take the ball? That's kind of what they're wondering, and they're going to defer.
So, Coach, with so much success on the offensive side, or excuse me, so much success with the defensive side for Lamar, what does Seneca's offense need to do tonight to find success?
Seneca needs to find that offensive line and get behind them and let them carry them tonight. I mean, you're getting ready to run the playoffs, and if you're going to make a run through the playoffs, you better have that offensive line.
All right, as the captains make their way back to the side, we're still a minute away from kickoff here tonight. Real quick, key players for you tonight, Coach. Who do you got? Offensive line? Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, that's you got it. The front 5 up there better be doing their job.
And, Ben, who do you have for key players tonight for the Indians?
I think you look at the running back trio for Seneca. Cody talked about it, how the fact that they're not keying on Roman as much So maybe Roman has a big night. He had a big night last week. He needs to have some big nights for Seneca to have success.
Seneca needs to be prepared tonight. I mean, I know those 4 guys aren't dressing out, but Lamar is very capable. Aiden Sheet is a very, very shifty, fast back. They've got back deep to receive. Number 21, Toby Ansley, the sophomore. So Sheet and Ansley back deep to receive for Lamar. And this is kind of an unusual setup. I guess they're waiting for maybe a potential onside kick. Then they'll break out of their setup once the huddle is broke by the Seneca kickoff team, as there's 12 seconds left, still waiting for the clock to wind back up to 12 minutes.
Seth, Lamar's Lamar. It doesn't matter who they have on the team. They're going to be ready to play. So Seneca has done a good job of being ready to play, but they're going to have to be ready to play tonight.
Yeah, Lamar is very well coached and has been for the last 20 years, so they'll be ready.
As Drew Sherwood's going to tee this one up for the Indians. Sheet and Ainsley back deep to receive for Lamar. It's a high helicopter-style kick that Ainsley's going to field at about the 17-yard line. That's Sheet. Sheet's going to run into his own guy, then it'll be taken down from behind by Probert, where Lamar will have it first down and 10 at about the 36-yard line.
This Seneca kickoff team has done an excellent job all year long of pinning teams not necessarily deep, but not allowing big returns. As they'll start at their own 36 and make them work a long field, as Tyrone Harris is going to come out of the game here to start. And this just may be one of those where you see a lot of wildcat for this Lamar team tonight.
So it's going to be interesting to see who's playing quarterback for them as Williams comes out. It looks like he's going to be in the quarterback, so it's 2 quarterbacks
6 and 21.
2 quarterback system going on here with Williams and Ansley. Double tight, double wing formation for Lamar to start things. Going to send Googie in motion, low snap. It's going to be Ansley taking. He's going to run right into Kai Adams. Great job by Adams, as well as number 50, Connell Trueluck, to wrap him up and take him down immediately.
No gain, Seth, it looks like.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Good job there by Kai of just shooting the gap.
He had taken on a block or 2 during that one and able to still fight off the blocker and put a good hit on the runner.
Hey, those linebackers got to read the pulling guards. That'll tell you. They'll take you to the play.
So they're running that quarterback spinner system that they have back there with Williams and Ansley.
And
double tight, double wing back formation once again. 2 quarterback system. Direct snap this time is going to go to, it's a low snap to Williams. He's going to get hit immediately by Jace Renfro and drop for a loss. Williams was trying to spin around, but he had a haul in the snap, a loss of 1 on the play, and it's going to be 3rd down and 11.
Seneca's playing a 5 front right now, Ginger at the end, and you got 5 different linemen in there. Looks like a 5-3, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, they're wadded up. They expected the double wing tight and the 2-back set, so look for them to go deep, though. They can still go 4 Gerks.
Yeah, they can. Those tight ends aren't covered up, so you got to make sure you check them at the line of scrimmage. Double tight. It looked like a little bit of flinch there by the right tackle, or the right tight end. Number 45 is going to be the guilty party for Lamar. That's Tate Bennett, the senior, 6'2", 195, and it's going to march him back 5 from the 35.
And when you're struggling already, just in the Wildcat or whatever you want to call this, having 3rd down and 16 makes it even worse for you.
2 quarterback spinner. They're not really a Wildcat because you got 2 quarterbacks. Because 21 was taking reps back there passing the ball in pregame. So was number 6. I know number 6 is listed as a tight end. But they also had number 18 that could possibly come in there. He's a big freshman quarterback, 5'9", 170. He threw the ball pretty well during pregame warm-up.
Yeah, and 21 is listed as a running back. So you're not your 2 quarterbacks aren't listed as quarterbacks.
3rd down and 16 coming up for the Tigers. 5-man look for the Indians. 2 men went in motion. It's going to be reversed to Sheet. Sheet trying to get to the edge, and he's going to get to the edge, but he's going to be taken down. There's a penalty flag at the 30-yard line. Ben says it's going to be holding. The referee has the flag, and we're going to wait the call. It'll probably be just a 2-yard gain, and the Indians will decline the penalty. So
from where the referee threw it, you got to think it's holding, and you're going to decline it.
Yeah, it looked like the Indians were able to contain him and just not able to make the tackle, and he was able to get 2 more yards because the defender was being held.
But they do decline it, so it makes it 4th down and 14.
So to the 32-yard line they go. 4th and 14 on the 2-yard carry by Sheet. Back deep to receive is Blaze Graham, standing on his own 34-yard line. Ainsley is in a short. Looks like he's going to try a short kick here, a short step. Now he's going to take a few steps back. He's going to do the kicking duty as well. Three-man look for Seneca, not bringing a whole lot of pressure, and it's a low kick. That's going to bounce down to 44. Graham's going to field it. Oh, he has trouble finding it. It goes off his fingertips, and Lamar covers at the 40-yard line. Not sure why he tried to recover that, and Coach Hilburn is not happy about that.
As soon as it bounced, I was saying under my breath, get away from
you heard
it.
Peter. That's usually the call, to get away, find the ball.
I understand you're trying to hold up there a little bit to save some field position, but with 3 Lamar Tiger players there, that is not a decision there for Blaze Graham, and you may see Tyrone Harris back to try and receive the next one.
5-man front for Seneca once again, double tight formation for Lamar, double wing, 2 quarterbacks. And looked like there was a little bit of movement. Williams is going to take it straight up the middle. He's going to get a few yards up to the 38. Long, lanky body of Williams, 6'3", leaning forward to get a couple yards. 2nd down and 8 on the 2-yard pickup.
And Seth, that's the first time in 2 games, regardless of who it was, that there was a turnover. Seneca didn't force any, but they also didn't give up any the last 2 games. So first time in 3 games there's been a turnover. Seneca still with that 5 front. Got some big ends there in Ginger, and I can't see that other side.
Going to send Googie in motion. No penalty flag, so it looked like Seneca jumped offside. He's going to send Googie to the wide side of the field, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down at about the 35-yard line, so a pickup of 3 on the play, 3rd down and 5.
Must have not gotten across the line there.
We've also seen Googie kind of jump the last 2 plays. They didn't call the last one. The one previous they did because the right tight end also jumped.
And Seneca there, Googie, they're trying to use his speed, give him as much room as possible. Seneca able to get him on that far side. And you look at the 2 big ends for Seneca, Napier and Ginger, they're just trying to contain them and let the linebackers and safeties come up and make the tackle.
3rd down and 5, 8:35 to go here in the first quarter of play.
And Seth, you know this is 2-down territory for Lamar.
Awaiting the snap. And it's going to be Williams taking to the left side. He's going to get to the line of scrimmage, and his forward progress is going to be stopped at about the 32-yard line, 33-yard line, so just a pickup of 2, 4th down and 3. Seneca Indian football brought to you tonight by People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Prolu Maintenance Center, the Seneca School District, Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, and Cedar Lane Farm and Garden.
And Lamar isn't getting much of a push here, but they see if Seneca can make a stop here after the mistake on special teams.
Got to get to the 30-yard line. 4th down and 3 coming up for Lamar. It's going to be Ainsley taking. It's going to be inside reverse to Sheet. Sheet's going to fight forward. May have the first down. They're going to mark
him short.
As a big hit by the Seneca defenders coming up to make the play. Hunter Haynes as well as Nolan Napier and Hagen Ginger in there. All kinds of Seneca defenders making the stop. And it's a turnover on downs.
What an excellent job there. Was that Probert that shot the gap for them? Somebody shot the gap and made them force them upfield. And Seneca is able to breathe a little bit after that mistake on special teams. Now the question is, with tendencies, we talk all the time, Seneca likes to start with the QB power. Do you fake the QB power and go deep on the first play?
Receivers to each side for Klaus. Klaus going to send Haynes in motion. He's going to join Graham on the near side. It's going to be Klaus taking it to the right side. He's going to be spun down to the turf for a loss on the other side of the 30 at the 29. You've seen Lane Scribner back in there playing, so that's good to see at the quick tackle spot.
That's what we were talking about, Seth, with tendencies. Seneca likes to start the game with that, and somebody up front missed a block.
I think that was a jet sweep, and the high snap, he couldn't get it to him.
Gotcha. So loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12 for the Indians. 7:14 to go here in the first quarter. Trips to the near side this time for Klaus. He's going to look over and talk to Hilburn. The receivers talking to each other. And it's going to be a screen pass to Harris. Harris is going to get blockers in front of him. He's going to get upended at the 36-yard line. Coming up to make the play is Ainsley for Lamar at the 35. 6-yard pickup on the screen. 3rd down and 6.
For Seneca there, you had Ginger out there trying to pick up a block and another wide receiver. A little bit of a high throw there by Klaus. Otherwise, maybe if Harris is able to break a tackle, it goes for a bigger gain.
3rd down and 6. Trips to the far side this time for Klaus. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Miller's going to get a burst of steam at the 40-yard line. Still fighting for yardage. He's across the 40. Keeps his feet chucking. Going to get across the 45 to the 48-yard line for a first down. Good 2nd, 3rd, and 4th effort by Miller.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that. Good job there by the left side of pulling tackle, and then he got hit about 3 yards short there and just carried the pile for a Seneca first down.
12-yard pickup for Miller on that carry. Ball placed at the 48-yard line. 6:21 to go here in the first quarter play. No score. Seneca on their first drive of the game. Balance set here for the Indians. Going to send Harris in motion. And Seneca's right tackle jumped offside. Scribner a little bit jumpy out there. He hadn't got to play last week. That's okay, though. Take the 5-yard penalty and march him back 5.
And, Seth, we talked earlier about how everybody was keying on Roman Miller earlier in the year. Now you can't do that as much, and that just means that Miller is that much fresher here for the stretch run. Plus you have Probert in there as well that can be a running back. So all these guys aren't taking necessarily as many hits as they used to.
2 receivers to the far side. Klaus,
screen.
Quarterback draw. He's going to take off and run. Miller blocking for him. He's across midfield at the 40, 35. And he's going to go down the sideline, still out of bounds. They're going to say he finally stepped out. That was a delayed call. I was just uncertain if they called that out of bounds. It looked like he stepped out 2 or 3 times.
I was going to say it looked like they're giving him an extra yard there because it looks like he stepped out at about the 36, and they're saying that he stepped out at the 29, so they gave him an extra 5 yards. I was right there looking at it.
They got it on the 28-yard line. I kind of like his mark better than yours, Ben.
First down and 10 for Seneca. Ball at the 28-yard line. 19-yard pickup for Klaus on that carry. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's going to dance around, wait for an opening. He's going to hit the hole hard. It's spinning forward at the 25 down to the 23-yard line. Good run there by Miller. Had to dance around for a second, let that play develop so he could find an opening and go through it.
That's still the safety coming up making the play, not a linebacker. That's one of the safeties coming up making the hit about 2 yards.
Got to watch. Well, I don't want to say got to watch. Don't be surprised at some point if you fake the handoff, see if you can sneak Hagen Ginger behind if the safety gets sucked up.
5:27 to go here in the first quarter of play. It's going to be a toss sweep out to Miller. Miller's got blockers in front of him. Penalty flag comes flying in and maybe holding on Nolan Napier as a flag sitting at the 26-yard line. They're going to move it forward to the 25. That's coming from the referee in the area of holding. That's going to march him back 5. Or 10, excuse me.
Yeah, 35, so that would be a huge loss for Seneca. Make it second down and a long ways to go. Second down and 16 it looks like. Well, if it was at the 25, I don't know why he's at the 38. It must have been at the 28.
Original line of scrimmage at the 28-yard line. They're going to put it back at the 33. So a 10-yard penalty from the previous play.
I'm baffled.
Yeah. Okay. Well, either way, they're going to put it all the way back at the 33-yard line. So second down and 15. Trips to the far side this time for Klaus. They're going to fake the toss to Miller. It's going to be a screen over to Ginger. Ginger's got running room down the left sideline. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at the yard, close to the yard to gain, all the way down to about the 20-yard line. Good running there by Hagen Ginger. First time we've seen his speed tonight.
Just trying to get the ball out of Klaus's hands quickly and let his receivers do most of the work.
13-yard pickup for Klaus to Ginger. Makes it third down and short.
2 down territory here for Seneca if you need it.
5:12 to go here in the opening quarter. It's going to be a handoff to Miller running to the left side. Gives a stiff arm. He's at the 15. Gives another stiff arm. Finally pushed out of bounds by Aiden Sheet. Sheet, the safety, coming up to make the play at the 10-yard line.
I mean, you look at the replay here. Sherwood is able to get a block downfield, and he was able to just outrun that linebacker that went free, that got through the gap and just beat him to the spot.
First down and goal for Seneca. Ball at the 10-yard line. Double tight formation for the Indians. Harris spread out to the near side. Going to send him in motion. And it's going to be a handoff there. No, it's going to be Klaus running it right the Miller. Lowers his shoulder at the 5-yard line. Still fighting for extra yardage. And he's going to be at about the 5, maybe the 4. They're going to say he got to the 5 and no more.
Must be second down and goal. I didn't realize they don't have the chains up, so.
Second down goal with the 5 for Seneca. Game brought to you tonight by 4 State Sports Report. Missouri Farm Bureau agent Josh Dotson. And there's a stoppage for a shoelace, I believe, as they're stopping for that. We'll read some more here. Missouri Farm Bureau agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust. Trips to the far side this time for the Indians. Klaus. Going to run it to the left side. Trying to get somebody in front of him. He's going to get a block from Miller. Klaus stretching out. Klaus takes it to the house. Touchdown. Seneca Indians. Touchdown. Caden Klaus as he punches it in from 5 yards. and the Indians strike first.
And you look at the replay there, it almost looks like at first they thought maybe an option play, and then Miller just becomes a lead blocker. Klaus able to dive into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was just a straight-on quarterback taking the left side, let Miller block for him. That was a heck of a run there by Klaus because he had to stretch out for that end zone marker.
And there's a false start on Seneca. Either somebody is lined up off sides or...
It's coming from the back judge, so he can't make that.
Oh, it's this side judge that
Did
threw
it?
it.
Okay, I thought
both of them threw
Both of them threw it too, yeah.
Illegal substitution apparently on Lamar, so you take it at the 1, and now I think Seneca going to go for 2 instead.
They're going to send the offense back out on the field.
And why not when the ball, instead of at the 3, it's at the 1.5.
Klaus takes that one in, and now we're going to see what they designed to run here with Coach Hilburn on this 2-point try, untimed down with 4:31 to go here in the first quarter.
I think you just let Klaus run it or hand off and just go behind the big uglies.
Haynes split out to the near side. Adams in at the H-back position. Miller to the left of him. It's going to be the same play we just saw. He's going to cut upfield at the 1. Reaching out, tuck in for the 2-point conversion is Caden Klaus. And the Indians lead 8-0 here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Do you need a move of God in your life? Seneca Assembly of God is hosting revival services with Reverend Larry Willoughby from October 27th through the 30th. Come and experience God's presence on Sunday, October 27th at 10 a.m., October 28th and 29th at 7 p.m., and Wednesday, October 30th at 6:30 p.m. Join us at 2310 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca, where God is still performing miracles, healing hearts, and turning lives around through the power of the gospel. Don't miss your chance to be part of something life-changing at the 2024 Seneca Assembly of God Revival.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Indians!
I'm going to welcome you back here to Tom Hodge Field. 4:31 to go here in the first quarter. Seneca leading 8-0 as Lamar basically had 2 possessions to start the game off, and Seneca stood strong, didn't allow him a first down in either one. Unfortunately, there was a muff punt by the Indians return man. High end over kick that's going to bounce down at the 23-yard line. It's going to stay in bounds, and Seneca's going to tackle down the return man at that spot. I think it's Ainsley on that far side, and a penalty flag comes flying in late from the far side, Judge. Coming up off the bottom of the pile is Laughlin and Jude King. So we'll see that the officials sort out from the far side. Judge, may be a sideline warning possibly.
You also could see a face mask late too, depending on what happened with how late the flag was.
It looked like he was already on the ground too. That's what's so crazy about it. Looked like he was on the ground and the play was over. Then he flew through his flag. Maybe he just couldn't get out of his pocket. It's a personal foul against Seneca.
I was going to say you also could see an unsportsmanlike penalty at that point too.
So we saw that be the Achilles heel for the Indians last week. So it's at the 30. It's going to take it up to the 45-yard.
Make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also check out our live scoreboard during the game. Go to kneo.org/sports. Click on the scoreboard link to get the latest scores from games around the area as they're happening. And there are a lot of games, Seth, this week with district implications. None for Seneca. We know we're on a bye next week, but there's a lot of games around the area that have a lot of meaning.
Double wing formation for Lamar. Going to send Sheet in motion. It's going to be Williams taking it up the middle. He's going to lower his shoulder, get across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Again, a big, long, lanky quarterback / running back there. Basically, he lays down, he gets 2 yards if he just falls forward.
It's a nice thing of being tall and lanky.
So just a 3-yard pickup for Williams on that carry.
For Seneca, you did a good job forcing basically 2 3-and-outs, like you said. This is probably not what Seneca anticipated coming into the game, so you're having to kind of adjust on the fly.
Williams and Ansley in the backfield, going to send Sheet in motion once again. It's going to be a gift to Sheet. And coming up to make the play is Hunter Haynes with a big hit, takes down the legs of Aiden Sheet, and he's dropped for a loss back at the 45-yard line. Great read by Hunter Haynes.
He shot the gap there in between the tackle and the guard as somebody was pulling, and he just shot the gap and wrapped him up. Excellent job there by Hunter Haynes, who does an excellent job in run support and then also is able to break up some plays as they're getting the play call in late. Still plenty of time on the play clock, though, for Lamar.
That's that speed in secondary that comes up and run support. Hunter Haynes and also Caden Klaus.
Looked like he had all sorts of green to run to this side, and good job by Haynes running the alley. You might watch out for a passing play here. There's a timeout from the far side, judged from Lamar's side. 2:58 to go here in the first quarter. Seneca leads 8-0. We'll step aside for 30 seconds.
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is a sponsor of today's ball game. They want to invite you to their Living with Loss workshop on November 17th to the 20th, with morning and evening sessions each of those days, helping you to process grief, loss, death, divorce, and the overwhelming issues of life. The church is located at 19306 Huddle Springs Road in Seneca. The sessions will be hosted by Dean Miller, founder of Widowhood Workshop Ministry. You can learn more about the Living with Loss workshop at the Huddle Springs Church of Christ Facebook page.
And welcome back to Seneca, Missouri. Sponsors for tonight's game: Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Seneca Church of Christ, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, and Christian Healthcare Ministries. 3rd down and 9 coming up from Lamar at their own 45-yard line. We just saw a great play by Hunter Haynes. Now you got to watch out for a play action or for a pass downfield. We haven't seen either one of these two in the backfield attempt to pass yet, but that could be coming on a 3rd down and long situation.
Screen pass.
I was going to say,
Lamar,
also, yeah.
I don't know if they could throw it that deep, these two quarterbacks in the backfield, but they can also throw a little short screen.
I was going to say, watch the jet sweep,
too. A wishbone type of formation. Quarterback under center is Ainsley. And it's going to be Ainsley taken to the left side, trying to get to the outside. They're trying to string out. Haynes going to come up and make a play again from behind and dropping him for a loss back at the 44-yard line. Excellent play there by Haynes.
He just read it from the backside and outran everybody.
Loss of 1, 4th down and 10.
It's Harris back in for Seneca now. I think Seneca playing punt safe here. Nobody really back deep for the Indians. Maybe Hunter Haynes will go back a little bit. But
you're right at midfield. You don't have a whole lot to gain or lose by going for it. And Ainsley's going to drop back a little bit further. And he's going to give a better kick this time that's going to bounce down at the 21, then take a Seneca roll at the 23-yard line. Seneca will have it 1st down and 10 at their own 23-yard line with 2:14 to go here in the first quarter.
Community Bank and Trust proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. They visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ballgame schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X, Twitter at KNEO917 Sports.
Trips to the far side this time for Klaus. Sherwood split out to the near side. The near side is the wide side of the field. It's going to be Klaus running the option on the near side. It's going to be a pitch to Miller. Miller's got the edge a little bit. He's at the 25-yard line. 3 defenders right in his face, and there's a penalty flag sitting all the way back at the 23-yard line, probably in the area of holding or a false start.
Well, he did it as soon as the snap happened, so that's either a legal formation or that's the only thing I can think of that would happen at that point.
And the referee's going to go back behind the offensive huddle of the Indians before he gives his indication of what the penalty is.
Illegal formation.
Yep.
I was going to say, he did that as soon as it's not a pre-snap penalty. Seneca just left probably the left tackle uncovered, which is a mistake by that wide receiver on that far side.
So that washes out about the 8 or 9 yard run by.
Well, they had trips right, so I don't know what he was looking at. Somebody didn't get on the line as supposed to, I guess.
And now I think they've got lined up. Trips to the far side again. Hagen Ginger and tight on the near side. And it's going to be a handoff to Miller. Miller's going to make the safety miss, still spinning forward, trying to get some positive yards. He's going to get across the 20 to about the 22, so it's going to be a 2nd down and 11.
You have trips on that far side. Run away from it. See what you can do.
Ball placed to the 22. Pick up a 4 for Miller on that carry. 2nd down and 11 from the Indians' own 22.
It's been a very fast first quarter.
Trips to the far side again for the Indians. Low snap. Klaus was looking to throw it to somebody. He's got the backside screen to Ginger. Ginger's got blockers in front of him. He's at the 30-yard line. He's going to get his knees taken out from underneath him at the 35, 36-yard line. Enough for a 1st down. That backside tunnel screen's working well for the Indians right now.
It worked well. Unfortunately for the Indians, you had 2 lead blockers, and none of them could block anybody. If they had been able to block those 2, probably would have been a touchdown.
Well, Aiden Sheet is a lot like our Hunter Haynes. Very elusive, kind of hides behind guys. You can't see him, and he is fast, and he makes good, solid, open field tackles. He's done that twice now on Hagen Ginger. So, you know, that's a guy that he's hard to block, just like Hunter Haynes is hard to block. That's what Aiden Sheet provides for this Lamar Tiger defense. Trips to the far side, one receiver to the near side. 4-man front for Lamar. And that's going to be a quarterback draw. Klaus is going to have a man right in his face at the line of scrimmage. Jace Renfro having a little bit of trouble with the linebacker. He shook Renfro free and got to Klaus. No gain on the play at the 36.
Yeah, if he had been able to shake him, that would have been a good play there for Seneca.
Boy, so far tonight, I mean, Lamar is right on top of Seneca's quarterback run game. They know that's what Seneca and Coach Hilburn like to do, and so far they're kind of keeping that in check for the most part.
But like you said, or Coach Hilburn said, he's trying to break some tendencies here because Coach Wilkerson and him coached at Carthage, so you're trying to do some things a little bit different.
Klaus going to run it to the left side, and there is a little bit of a gap. He's going to be flipped out of bounds across at the 39-yard line, so just to pick up a few on the play for Klaus on that carry.
Now 3rd down and long now for Seneca. Really first time that they've been behind the chains here tonight. Hagen Ginger it was very close to being hands to the face. He was kind of holding the other guy, but he also, the lineman that ended up making the tackle, was almost grabbing him and shoving it up in the hands and the face.
3rd down and 7 for the Indians.
I think you got to watch for a halfback or quarterback draw here.
And it's going to be reversed to Harris. Harris has got blockers on the backside. There's a wall of blockers over there. Harris is going to hit the accelerator button at the 40-yard line, makes a cut back at the 47, flipped down to the turf. And there's a face mask penalty, too, as Harris's helmet came off on that play, and Harris has got to make sure he doesn't get any extra criticals. Harris's helmet almost ended up in the Lamar bench.
And Harris is mad, and I don't blame him one bit there, but like you said, you got to have better composure, especially with it happening right in front of the Lamar bench. And Harris will come out, and we're going to see, Seth, they have 2 flags, so I wonder if it's going to be on both guys.
Well, the hat is off the official, too. Whenever he doesn't have another flag to throw, he's called 2 fouls.
So there might be 3 flags on the play, essentially, because you got 2 flags and a hat.
Face mask, personal foul variety against Lamar, and then a dead ball, personal foul against Seneca.
So it's a 1st down because the personal foul dead ball is after the play. So it's after the 50. That's
a
first
15 off that way, and then they've got to take another 15 back. So it's basically a wash.
So it's going to be at the 50.
Right.
I don't know why you bother marching that if you're going to have to take both of them.
Got to get technical. That's what they're going to do. So Harris gets an 11-yard run on the play. So they got a 15-yard personal foul face mask, and then a personal foul regular
on Harris.
I don't know if it's probably because I don't know if the face mask made his helmet come off or he took his helmet off. That could be the issue. If he took his helmet off, that's probably the reason why.
I think he did something because some of his teammates were trying to push him back. So I think he was not happy, which I don't blame him if you get your face mask ripped off, but you got to have a little better composure. So it's all a wash. It's a 1st down for Seneca.
1st down 10 at midfield, 24 seconds left in the 1st quarter. Twins for the Indians. It's going to be an option play. They're going to pitch it to Miller. Miller's got blockers in front of him. He lowers his shoulder at the 48-yard line as he had 3 defenders right on top of him. Miller's able to get to the 47, just a 3-yard pickup on the option play. 2nd down and 7.
Seth, that should be the last play here of the quarter.
They don't have to march it very far to flip ends of the field, so that's a good thing. And that's going to do it for the 1st quarter play. Seneca leading 8-0 here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm for working hard for what you get and then protecting what you've got. Your home, your vehicles, your life. I'm for making an honest living and taking pride in what you do, and for giving back to the community I call home. I'm for serving my clients with the respect and dignity you would expect from the farmers that started this company, And though I know you probably hope you never need me, I'm here for you when you do. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and if you're a Missourian, I'm for you.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
2nd down and 7 to start this second quarter of play here for the Indians. Balance set for the Indians. It's a pump fake to Harris, and he's going to go for the go route to Harris. Harris is going to have to come back to the ball, and he's unable to do so. Penalty flag comes flying in because he did not have a clear route to the ball. Aiden Sheet was giving coverage. That's going to be a pass interference penalty, a free 15 yards for the Indians, all the way down to the 15-yard line.
If you're Seneca, you're almost thankful that it was underthrown a little bit, so that way he had to come back, and Sheets ran right into him.
Sorry, that'll put it all the way down. I don't know why I did that there.
Should be the 33.
Yeah, so all the way down to the 32-yard line because they had it at the 47.
I mean, he had him beat.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he had him beat. If the ball was thrown far enough, that was a touchdown.
Yeah. So 1st down and 10 for the Indians at the Tigers' 32-yard line, excuse me. Sponsors for tonight's game: Lankford Insurance, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Happy Egg, and Seneca Assembly of God. Receivers each side this time for Klaus. 4-man front for Lamar, 4-3. Klaus going to drop back to pass. He's going to step out of the pocket, and he's going to fall down to the turf. Got tripped up just enough by the defensive lineman coming in there to make the play is number 53, Eli Hall, 6'1", 205-pound senior, able to trip Klaus up just enough as he was trying to step up in the pocket and deliver a pass. I didn't even look and see who he had downfield because I saw so much pressure in his face. I was afraid they were going to get to him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at too, Seth, was the offensive line, unfortunately, allowed one of the few sacks they've had all year. That might be the first one that I remember all year.
2 receivers to the far side, 3 receivers to the far side this time for the Indians, 1 receiver to the near side. It's going to be a fake toss sweep to Miller, looking for Harris on the near side. He's got it hauled in at the 36-yard line. Down the sideline he goes, makes a cut back to the 15, still on his feet, the 10, the 5, spinning forward, touchdown, Seneca Indians, touchdown, Tyrone Harris, as he catches the backside screen for the Indians score.
He just kind of did one of those out routes there as they faked the screen on the trip side, able to make a couple guys miss, and he got rolled into the end zone.
So a touchdown for Harris from Klaus, and the Indians lead 14-0 with a point after try pending. Lane Scribner checks in to snap this one for the Indians. Awaiting the snap now is Klaus. Good snap, good hold. Kick is going to go up, and it sails through the uprights. 11:01 to go here in the first half. Seneca leading 15-0 on the KNEO and Seneca Indians Sports Network.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
15-0 your score here at Tom Hodge Field. 11:01 to go here in the first half of play. The 37-yard backside screen from Klaus to Harris added the other score. Drew Sherwood on to kick this one away. Ainsley and Sheet back deep to receive, and it's going to be kicked in the direction of Ainsley. He's going to field it at the 15-yard line. He's going to try to get a little bit of a room. He does. He's going to spin forward into the hands of Sherwood, as Connell Trueluck was the first man there and just missed him just a little bit at the 39-yard line. He finally gets taken down by Sherwood. Lamar had it 1st down and 10 at that point.
If you're Seneca, you haven't given up a first down yet, so see if Lamar tries something fancy here, maybe a screen pass, one of those jet sweeps to that far side where there's a lot more boundary. They're just trying to find something positive to run right now.
Well, Lamar's thinking to themselves, okay, we haven't scored. We've almost had a first down. We don't have 3 of our better running backs back there. They've got to be feeling pretty good with the progress they've made so far. Williams and Ainsley in the backfield for Lamar. And it's a low snap. It's going to be an inside handoff to the running back. He's going to get upended immediately by Tyrone.
They say the ball's out.
Say the ball's out.
And it's still free. And they finally blow it dead.
Seneca
Seneca does have it. On the recovery is Brock Pendergraft. I think he is the one that comes off the bottom of the pile.
You got an
For
injured.
the Indians, and the ball carrier was injured on the play. That was Jeremiah Herbinger.
And he is not moving.
He got hit hard by Kai Adams. Either way, it's going to be a turnover, and it's going to be a stoppage and play for the injured player. We'll step aside, too, here on the KNO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
You've got to have someone that understands what you are doing as a mission. Community bankers are important that way because they understand the community relationships that we have to form to be successful.
I feel like First Community Bank and Myers Davis, our cultures are so similar. It is all about relationships.
It's a real boon to our community to have a bank like First Community to be supportive of so many things.
They're willing to take a chance on entrepreneurs, which is helpful to make the community grow.
And welcome back here as Herbinger, the ball carrier, was helped off the field. He's actually walking off on his own power, so that's good. He took a vicious hit from Kai Adams. Not sure if he just got the wind knocked out of him or he got knocked out completely, but it was a big hit from the linebacker. Seneca has it first down and 10. Brock Pendergraft on the recovery.
I think you take a shot here if you're Seneca.
Probert in now at quarterback for the Indians. Probert going to run it to the left side. He's going to make one guy miss at the line of scrimmage. He's going to be drugged down from behind at the 29-yard line. As Pendergraft does a good job blocking downfield, so does Jace Renfro. Forward progress has him at the 29. Pick up a 5 on the play, second down and 5. So Probert's first carry of the night.
I was going to say, usually after a turnover like that, you try and go for the quick strike, but the way Seneca's running the ball, maybe you just try and pound away.
Ball placed at Lamar's 29-yard line, 10-13 to go here in the first half of play. I'm kind of in that odd zone right now where if I look straight ahead, I'm looking into a wall, so I've got to kind of dance back and forth between two windows. Trips to the far side this time for Probert. Miller to the right of him, Hagen Ginger in tight on the near side. Probert's going to play action, going to look to pass. Looking downfield, he's got Graham open. He's going to put it right on the money. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Blaze Graham. A great pass from Probert. Right on the money, catches Blaze Graham in stride, and the Indians strike again.
Just a dig route there where you have one guy takes the safety and then Graham able to run the in route and beat the safety to the spot. Excellent throw there by Probert into the end zone. There's the quick strike we were talking about.
It took him a play. You got to get him warmed up. He hadn't ran any quarterback plays in this half so far. Good snap, good hold. Kick is good. 22-0 your score, 9:52 to go here in the first half of play on the KNO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian Sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians!
Welcome back here to Tom Hodge Field. Your sponsors for tonight's game: People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Prolude Maintenance Center, the Seneca School District, Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust. 29-yard scoring strike from Probert to Graham, and the Indians are up now 22-0.
That's kind of the quick strikeability that we were talking about, Seth. It took 2 plays.
I like that word, Ben. Strikeability. That's beautiful. 2 plays, but yeah, that's quick.
And Sherwood re-teeing or redoing his steps.
I think
faked everybody out.
Well, I think they told him to kick it to a different direction, so he had to retake his steps. Good low end-over-end kick that Ainsley's going to field. Oh, he has trouble with it at the 15-yard line. Finally hauls it in. He's got a little bit of room on the far side. He's going to be slowed up just a little bit, and then coming up to make the play from behind for the Indians is Graham at the 45. Ainsley had just a little bit of a gap. They're kind of getting too clustered up around him, and he's able to squirt through there and get an extra 10 yards.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep kicking it to him. He looks more dangerous than the other guy.
Yeah, Sheet is fast, but Ainsley's just as fast, I think.
And runs straight ahead, if you notice.
Yes, they're not trying to dodge or anything else.
No.
Is there a penalty? There had to be a penalty.
That's a face mask on Seneca, the 5-yard variety.
I was going to say, I saw Coach Crane have his head on his hands, and I couldn't figure out why. I figured it was just the bad kickoff coverage, but they added 5 to the end of it.
9:45 to go here in the first half. 5-man front for Seneca. Going to send a man in motion. That's Googie. It's going to be Ainsley running it right up the middle behind his center. He's got a little bit of room, and Sherwood's going to wrap him up and take him down. He's going to get across the 40 to the 42-yard line. The biggest play of the night so far for Lamar is that quarterback keeper by Ainsley. 2nd down and 2.
You look at it, Seth, sometimes just getting a little bit of a break there, a good return will give you a little bit of momentum.
I think one of the linebackers missed him. What happened? I think a backside linebacker missed him in the hole.
Renfro's pacing back and forth. He's ready for more action. 2nd down and 2.
Everyone at the Neosho Daily News, wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win as Lamar taking a lot of time in the huddle here.
Double tight formation. True Luck, Renfro, and Pendergraft. Your defensive tackles on the outside is Ginger and Napier. And it's going to be Williams taking up the middle. He's going to maybe have enough for the first down.
Yeah.
I think he does. The 2-yard pick was all he needed.
And I only needed 2 yards, and it looked like somebody missed him in the hole, or he was able to run through an arm tackle for those 2 yards.
So 2-yard carry for Williams on that play. 1st down and 10 at the 40. First down for Lamar of the night.
With how much Seneca has dominated this game, it's only a 3-score game.
Williams and Ainsley in the backfield. Going to send a man in motion. That's Herbinger, the guy who was injured a while ago. It's going to be Williams taking it. Hunter Haynes is going to lower his shoulder and take him down at the 43-yard line.
You mean the 37?
Excuse me. Thank you. 37-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. 2nd down and 7.
Seneca, I think it's the linebackers. They're either shooting the wrong gap or they're just missing tackles.
Well, it just depends on what responsibility they have, too. I mean, with the misdirection that they have, you've got to have 4 backs accounted for in that area. 8:04 to go here in the first half. Seneca leading 22-0. Double tight, double wing. 2 quarterbacks. Doubles everywhere. William Ainsley waiting the snap. Going to send Herbinger in motion. It's going to be Williams taking to the left side. He's going to get right into his lineman's guys. Kai Adams is going to try to pull him backwards. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. They're not going to give any more forward progress than that. So no gain on the play. 3rd down and 7.
Kai Adams was holding on for dear life, waiting for help.
And Probert came in there to help him out, and then some of the bigger linemen came in there to push him backwards.
This is a situation that Lamar doesn't want to get into, especially tonight. Maybe other games during the regular season, it's not as big a deal with Wilkerson being able to throw the ball, but 3rd down and long tonight has been an issue for Lamar.
And we saw Wilkerson out there throwing passes before the game, 45 yards right on the money. Just I know that's hurting them not having him in there tonight on their offensive production. Ainsley's going to take the direct snap. He's looking for play action, looking for a man deep downfield, and it's going to be overthrown. Sherwood step for step. He got tripped up just a little bit, looking for Googie coming from the wingback position, and it's going to make it 4th down.
Yeah, he actually had Sherwood beaten by about a step, so a better throw there by the quarterback, and it might be 22-6.
Just a one-man route there for Googie running downfield.
I think Drew got caught. I think Drew got caught with his eyes in the backfield.
Yeah.
4th down and long, obviously you're going to go for it here. If you're Lamar, you got nothing to lose.
4th down and 7. Double tight, double wing. Going to send Sheet in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Sheet. Sheet's trying to get to the edge, and he's not going to have a whole lot of room. He's going to be wrapped up, and actually for a loss, ball comes free, but the play was blown dead.
Yeah, the play was blown dead a long time ago, and it'll be a turnover on down Seneca ball.
At the 39-yard line, so a loss of 2 on the play. Ginger called over the PA system for the stop.
Yeah, you look at Seneca, I mean, they're trying to just get their ball to their playmakers in space, and Seneca's got just as many fast guys to beat them to the spot.
First down and 10 for Seneca as Klaus checks back in at quarterback. One receiver to the far side, one to the near side. Going to send Graham in motion. And it's going to be a fake to Graham. Klaus is going to run to the backside. He's going to come out of the contact at the line of scrimmage and shoot forward up to the 47-yard line. Good job by Klaus. Good chunky yardage on that play.
Yeah, looks like a gain of about 8 there, Seth. And got hit after about 5 yards and fell forward for 3.
Now that was just straight up head-on, one-on-one block in there, and Klaus makes the call which way it goes.
Well, they're sending the motion. Again, I think Ben talked about this a while ago, trying to break tendencies. A lot of times we don't run to the backside after the jet motions went away, trying to confuse Lamar's defense just a little bit. Receivers to each side for Seneca. 4-3 look for Lamar, too high. Going to send Graham in motion once again. And it's going to be a handoff to Graham. Graham trying to get blockers in front of him. One man to miss. He does make him miss. He's got enough for the first down across midfield to the 46-yard line. First down and 10 for Seneca on the carry by Graham.
You notice how patient he was there, too, waiting for a block to be set up for him. And Seth there on that play, it looks like Ryan Owens was in, so good to see him getting a little bit of playing time and try and get him fully healthy for stretch run.
Under 6 minutes to go here in the first half. 5:52 to be exact. Again, a bounce set for Seneca. Ginger in tight on the near side, so a little bit heavy to this side.
Watch the play action pass.
Haynes is going to go in motion from near side to far side. Play action, looking downfield. He's got Roman Miller streaking down the side. Comes back and misses the ball, and maybe a horse collar penalty. No, nothing called. But it's going to be a first down and 10 either way for the Indians at the 25-yard line. Nice little wheel route for Roman Miller from the backfield.
Yeah, I was going to say, you watched the play-action pass, and that was pretty good coverage there and a better throw by Caden Klaus.
Well, he had to come back to that one. That was a little bit underthrown. But either way, great reaction by Miller to come back and haul that one in. 21-yard reception there from Klaus to Miller.
You notice, Seth, I mean, it's been this way almost every game, but Seneca passing on their terms.
Well, would you be surprised if I told you Seneca has more passing yards than rushing yards tonight?
I would.
That's kind of unusual for Seneca this year. Klaus going to run it to the right side, trying to get to the outside. He's going to get wrapped up. Not taken down, though, as he stays on his feet, fighting for extra yardage with the man around his foot to the 20-yard line. Good job by Caden Klaus. Yards after contact, big tonight for that young man.
And again, Seth, we talked about it earlier, and Cody talked about it too. You're breaking tendencies tonight because this defensive coordinator for Lamar coached with Cody at Carthage. So they know each other very well, so you're trying to do some things a little bit different.
Second down and 5 for the Indians. Waiting the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Miller straight ahead. He's going to jump back to the left side across the 15-yard, still on his feet, taking defenders with him down inside to the 10-yard line. Goes Miller on a nice little 10-yard carry for the junior running back.
Again, Seneca able to get to the second level there and able to make some guys miss. Looks like he made a safety miss there, too.
Just straight ahead blocking, double tight. Ryan Owens playing the other tight end.
Yeah, you see him checking in now, running that formation for the Indians. You got Kai Adams in the H-back and Owens running at the tight end. Lane Scribner out right now. Brock Pendergraft running that quick tackle position. And it's going to be a Klaus run to the right side, trying to get behind his blockers. He's going to squirt through the line of scrimmage and spin forward to about the 6-yard line to pick up a 4 for Klaus on that carry. Second down and goal at the 6.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They've almost got him on the 5-yard line, Seth.
So
inside the 6.
3:30 to go here in the first half. Ball at the 5-yard line. So 5-yard carry for Klaus.
At some point, you see if you can suck the linebackers in and maybe Ginger sneak behind him as a tight end and get a little looking pass for a touchdown.
Klaus going to hand it off to Miller. Miller's going to dance around the line of scrimmage, going to fight through contact, still on his feet, and he's going to reverse and actually go backfield. They're going to say it's forward progress as at the line of scrimmage and no more. He's lucky he didn't take off yardage because he started to run backwards trying to elude contact.
Yeah, trying to get out of a tackle there as Owens comes out for Seneca. Again, you got 2 downs here to get 5 yards if you're the Indians.
2:50 to go here in the first half. 3rd down and goal at the 5. Seneca almost jumped off sides. Lamar, almost jumped off sides as Klaus looks over to the sideline. And it's going to be a handoff to Miller. Miller dances around. He's going to run into the linebacker and stood up and spun backwards. He's going to get to the 3-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and goal.
Lamar doing a good job here of kind of bowing up. If you're Seneca, do you try some kind of play-action pass because they're heavy on this run play?
We haven't done anything besides just our basic run right now on those last 2 or 3 plays, so might change it up a little bit here on this one.
Maybe a jet sweep to that far side because you got a lot of boundary and you got 2 of your faster guys and Harris and Graham checking in, so you're going a little bit smaller here if you're the Indians.
Yeah, you saw Owens check out as well as Adams. Trips to the near side this time for the Indians. Hagen Ginger on the backside.
And Pendergraft over there as well.
Klaus looking to throw.
Backside.
And he's going to run back to the other side, and that may be a design the entire way. Touchdown Seneca Indians. Touchdown Caden Klaus.
Yeah, you roll out to your right. You see it there on the replay. Roll everybody to your right. You got Pendergraft and Ginger on that left side. Everybody went that way, and Pendergraft escorted him into the end zone.
I'm not sure if I don't think that was the design. Maybe that was just Klaus like, okay, everybody's on this side of the field. I'm just going to run it back to the other side. Nobody's going to beat me that way.
He looked like he had Harris open in the end zone, but he couldn't get it off.
Yeah. On to attempt the point after for the Indians, Caden Klaus holding it for him. And the kick's going to go up, and it is no good. They said it was no good. 1:46 to go here in the first half, 28-0 your score.
Finding answers to questions is easier than ever. It doesn't matter how complex or simple your question is, the answer is just a few taps away. Except maybe these kinds of questions.
Who am I? Where did man come from? What is the purpose of man on this earth? Does life have any meaning?
Billy Graham knew the answer to that last question is yes.
There is more to life than death. Jesus taught us the dignity and the importance of being a person. God put us on this earth for a purpose, and our purpose is to fellowship with God and glorify God. And the great need of the human race at this hour is reconciliation to God.
Would you like to know how you can have a relationship with God? We'd love to help. Just call us at 855-255-PRAY. That's 855-255-PRAY. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Welcome back here. Seneca, Missouri, 28-0 your score. Seneca leading with 1:46 to go here in the first half of play. End over end kick that's going to be fielded all the way back at the 12-yard line by Sheet. Sheet's going to try to get to the other side. Good job coming up to make the play. Blaze Graham taking out the feet of Sheet. Did not mean to rhyme there, but I did anyway.
If you're Seneca here, you got 3 timeouts. Do you take them on defense? Because you know Lamar's just trying to get to halftime.
Well, you're going to get the ball in the second half, too. 1:42 to go here in the first half of play. I mean, I honestly think you just trust your defense. Lamar's probably just going to try to run the clock out.
Right, that's what I was saying. But you got to be careful because that was a one-man route last time that beat Sherwood. So
yeah, they're capable of doing that. They're capable of putting the ball, getting a guy behind the defenders.
They'll play soft. And trust me, the secondary will play soft.
Late checking in is the quarterback Williams, and he's going to talk to – they're going to wishbone formation here behind Ainsley. And that was Googie Flinch in the backfield. No penalty flag thrown, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down as Herbinger at the 27-yard line. Herbinger, excuse me, at the 28. 4-yard pickup, 2nd down and 6. Going to have to add guys to my list here because we had so many that we were expecting to play and not out there tonight due to injuries.
Or rest.
Or rest, either one. I think it's due to injuries, though, just keeping them healthy more than anything. No district implications really for this game whatsoever. Back to the 2-quarterback system for Lamar, double wing, double tight. And it's going to be Williams running to the right side. He's going to run into his own guy, and there's 5 Seneca defenders to push him backwards.
And Seneca calls a timeout now because you got him behind the chains.
And at the 26-yard line, the far side judge has forward progress. 2-yard loss. Timeout on the field. We'll step aside with 55 seconds. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Being a Lion comes with a reputation for excellence. Whether it's in the classroom, on the court, or in the community, Lions are leading the way. With innovative and immersive academic programs, new scholarship opportunities, and a campus committed to the future, now is the perfect time to find your purpose. Find your pride at Missouri Southern State University.
And we welcome you back here to Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium as Seneca leading this one 28-0 with 55 seconds to go here in the first half. Game brought to you tonight by Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, New Mac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Seneca Church of Christ, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, and Christian Healthcare Ministries.
This is where you got to watch the play action pass and see if they can sneak somebody behind you.
And if they run that one-man route against Sherwood and Klaus, better be ready for it. Almost like a 3-high type of look for Seneca right now. And it's going to go just a second man through the line of scrimmage.
Very close to a first down. I think he's short. But
he's going to be short at the 33.
But it's 4th down and only about 1 maybe. As Seneca calls their second timeout.
That was Googie on that carry. And there's a timeout on the field. We'll step aside as well for another 30-second break. We'll be back right after this.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you're growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10+ acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
4th down and 1 coming up with 47 seconds to go here in the first half. I wish we could zoom in over there and have a clock growing all the time at the bottom. We're not quite that high-tech yet to have a clock on the screen for you if you're watching at home. I'm trying to give you updates as much as possible, but 47 seconds to go here in the first half as Lamar's looking at a 4th down and 1 from their own 28-yard line.
I would need a third hand to try and have a clock there.
It's 33-yard line.
Seneca, and they do stop it.
Ball's on the ground, and Ansley's not going to get it. He falls short. It'll be interesting to see where they spot it. He had trouble handling the ball, handling the snap.
Yeah, he's short, Seth.
They tried to go quick to catch Seneca off guard, and he was under center, and he bobbled it, and that's what cost Lamar the ball there.
So 44 seconds to go here. Seneca gets the ball back on their own 33.
On Lamar's 33.
Excuse me, 33-yard line of Lamar.
Klaus at quarterback for the Indians. See if you go to Graham here potentially.
Seneca 1 timeout remaining. Klaus going to look to throw. Looking for the out route to Harris. And he's going to incomplete as he throws it just a little bit too low. That's the first incomplete pass we've seen from Klaus tonight. We had one earlier, but there was a pass interference penalty called, so that one's a wash. Sherwood's going to check in for Owens. Harris and Haynes going to check into the huddle.
Could see a jet sweep with Harris or Haynes both checking in. You got a lot of room to this boundary. See if you can outrun them.
Ginger going to come out to the near side with Sherwood and Haynes. Maybe look for that screen once again or the backside throw to Harris on a post route. Sheets covering up Harris, so that's going to be a tough matchup there for the Indians to get him open. Going to send Harris in motion. And Diego Maya jumped off sides. It's going to march him back 5 yards. That one took a little bit too long. He was waiting for Harris. He was trying to move him over and just kind of stood there and then finally took off.
Now you have a really interesting play call. 2nd down and 15. You're still in plus territory, so plenty of time, 40 seconds. But if they don't get a first down,
kick a field goal?
I think you got to get to about the 10 or 15 to make that.
Just 55 yards.
I mean, he did make a 40-something yarder in pregame, but 50-something even for high school is insane.
Graham's going to go in motion. And there's a false start because Roman Miller took off too soon.
If you're Seneca here, 2 straight penalties to make
You're
it
hurrying.
2nd and 20. Do you just say, all right, guys, nuts to this. Let's go to the locker room because you get the ball to start the second half?
No, you take your shots.
They're trying to hurry, but they're hurrying too much on the wrong spots. They're wanting to make sure they get plenty of pass protection, making sure they get off the line or off the ball correctly. As Sherwood's going to check out. Owens checks in with Haynes and Graham. 39 seconds to go here in the first half. So just 3 seconds taken off the clock so far.
And only 10 on the play clock as they get rid of the huddle.
Sorry, 5 seconds taken off so far, I believe. I think we had it at 47. Receivers each side this time for Klaus. Going to send Graham in motion.
Oh, they didn't
And
call
they get
it.
the play off. It's play action. Klaus is going to have to step up in the pocket. He's going to get hit as he throws, and it's going to be incomplete. As 53 came shooting through. That's Eli Hall. Makes it 3rd down and 15.
20.
That's correct, Ben. All the way back at the 43-yard line.
Lamar has done a good job when Seneca's been passing. They've been getting a lot of pressure on Klaus. They didn't get any pressure on Probert when he had his touchdown pass, but they've gotten a lot of pressure when Klaus has tried to throw the ball.
Well, it's Eli Hull coming from that tackle position, so he's able to beat Amaya. Got to be able to pick him up. Lamar showing blitz, and they are going to blitz. Klaus got pressure in his face, looking for the backside screen to Miller. Miller's got Napier blocking in front of him. He's going to make him miss, still on his feet. He's got enough for the first down, staying on his feet, and he goes down awkwardly. I think he's okay, though. First down and 10 at the 21-yard line, 23 seconds to go.
You stop the clock for the chains to go. Once the down marker's set, you go, and they spike the ball, so it'll be 2nd down and about 12.
Unfortunately it'll be 2nd down 10. A spike pass.
Oh, that's true. Good call.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, 2nd down, though.
20 seconds to go, 2nd down and 10. Unfortunately, that's an incomplete pass for Klaus. It's going to hurt his stats on his completion percentage. The kneel downs at the end of the game.
I was thinking after the long pass,
Yes,
I was like, how is that an incomplete pass? But, Seneca, you still have 1 timeout, so you can go over the middle once, potentially.
Trips to the near side this time for Seneca. Lamar sending 4. Klaus steps up, and he's going to catch it, looking for to flip it maybe to a hook and ladder, and there's going to be a timeout on the field. Sherwood howls it in at the 12-yard line right in front of Coach down there in that sideline.
Yeah, you're right, Seth, 12-yard line.
12 seconds left, 12-yard line. The ball sits, and there's a timeout. We'll step aside, too, for a quick break.
Marine Center Incorporated is a sponsor of Seneca Athletics. In business since 1979, they offer Mercury and Suzuki motors, along with low boats as well as boat repairs. Located at 4961 Highway 43 in Joplin, Missouri, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 12, and closed on Sunday. For more information, the phone number is 417-781-7450 or online at marinecenterjoplin.com. The Marine Center Incorporated, where the slogan is, your family boating headquarters.
Welcome back to Tom Hodge Field. 12 seconds to go here in the first half. Seneca leading 28-0. Ball placed on the 12-yard line. Got to get to the 11 for the first down. It's 3rd down and 1 for the Indians. We're discussing this. What do? Do you try to go for the quick run, get the first down, and then spike it, or do you just go for 2 shots to the end zone?
You also can't take a sack here. A sack would end the half because you're out of timeouts.
Klaus looking over the defense. Double tight formation for the Indians. It's a play action. Looking for the backside. He's got Hagen Ginger wide open at the goal line. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Hagen Ginger as he hauls it in with 6 seconds to go here in the first half.
You look at Ginger. He's sitting on that right side. I think all the movement goes to the right. He goes to the left, and nobody follows him. They clear him out, and it's a touchdown for Seneca. I wonder what Cody's mad at. Cody was shouting about something at
maybe
the
didn't
side
have the right personnel out there.
Oh, I think somebody got shoved down out here, Seth. You have to look at the replay, maybe.
Good snap, good hold. Kick's going to go up, and it is good. 6 seconds left to go here in the first half of play. Seneca leads 35-0 on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is Southwest Missouri.
6 seconds to go here in the first half. Seneca leading 35-0 over Lamar. Of course, again, Lamar without 4 starters tonight in the backfield from their skill positions. So struggling a little bit on offense tonight for Lamar.
And Seth, you saw it on the replay there, but Hagan lined up at right tight end. You had trips, I think, on that far side. Everybody goes to the right. He goes to the left. Everybody follows the wash, and he's wide open.
Well, he had a double tight formation. Ryan Owens is on the left side. He had one receiver to the far side, so it was basically a balanced set. But everybody, you're right, everything was going to the right, and Ginger just slipped out. Nobody caught him. Zone coverage can kind of sometimes do that for you. You don't have everybody accounted for because you're watching all the flow of traffic of the players moving downfield. Back deep to receive Ainsley and Sheet. And it's going to be a squid kick. It hits one of the up men, and they recovered at the 41-yard line. I don't think they were expecting that one. Hit number 50, one of the up men for Lamar.
And I think you do that, too, to try and run a little bit more time off. And the way that they'd been having the returns, you're kicking and you get away from Sheets there, but only a second went off the clock. And you got 4 deep back for Seneca. You got basically 7 in the box and then 4 deep corner/safeties. I think Lamar may just take a knee here.
Well, they're going back to the wishbone formation. Googie, Herbinger, and Williams. Ainsley in the backfield. And it's going to be Ainsley just running to the right side on the wishbone formation. He's going to get hit hard. Coming up to make the play for the Indians is number 50, Connell Trueluck. And that'll do it for the first half of play with Seneca leading this one 35-0. We'll have the halftime show for you right after this.
Do you fear an uncertain future? Are you afraid of death?
Wow, those are some pretty heavy questions. But Billy Graham knew that during the holiday season, people often wrestle with some pretty heavy issues. That's why he made a point of sharing the hope that only Jesus can provide.
There's no fear to the true believer who is trusting in Jesus Christ as the Lord of life. The news which the angel of the Lord brought on that first Christmas night was the greatest news ever revealed, that God not only loved the world, but in the person of his Son, he had come to identify himself with us. Joy could replace sadness. Fellowship was to replace separation.
You can be set free from the fear that's gripping you today. Learn more at findpeacewithgod.net. Findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Welcome to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. Once again, here's Ben Walcott.
Welcome back to Tom Hodge Field, Earl Campbell Stadium here in Seneca as we're at the half, and the halftime show is brought to you by Prairie Top Chiropractic and Langford Insurance. Coming up at the half, I'll talk with Seneca boys basketball coach Skip Brock as part of our Indians Minute, and we'll have an interview with a Freeman trainer as part of our Freeman Sports Health Minute. You're listening and watching to Seneca Indian football here on the KNEO Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
The Indians Minute is sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri.
Welcome to today's edition of the Indians Minute here on KNEO. I'm Ben Walcott. Today we're joined by the head boys basketball coach, Coach Skip Brock. And Skip, I know you are new this year, but I know also that Coach Court Hardy didn't leave the shelves empty at all. You still have 2 guys back from last year that got significant playing time in back-to-back district championship runs, and then also the JV bunch last year also went undefeated in Big 8 West play. So I'm sure you're coming into this year with a little bit of expectations as well.
Yes, 2 senior guards that are returning, Zane Grotjohn and Jace Schulte, have done a great job for us in the preseason, and I know they're both very accomplished players and have been a part of 2 teams that have been very successful. And the young guys have had a good summer with us, and so Obviously, when you're back-to-back district champs, expectations will be high. This is a totally different team. Every year's different, but I'm looking forward to seeing how we develop throughout the season.
Yeah, it should be exciting. I guess one of my main questions for you this year is, or at least here at the beginning, is how are you able to practice with so many of those basketball guys playing football as well? I know you're not going to get a ton of time with them before you get your season rolling, so it may take some in-season time to really get them gelled together.
Yes, in my experience as a head coach, I think 3 different times I've been a part of schools where the football team has been in the state football championship game, and then we start playing quickly thereafter. That's why we ask our players that play multiple sports to make a commitment in the off season in the summer. So it's going to be a process. It always is. But as I've told the guys that are with us right now, we're winding up preseason this week, that we can only control the controllables. And so we just have to try to get better every day and get ourselves mentally, physically ready to go so that when the rest of the guys join us, we've already built up some momentum.
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting time of year, and I'm sure you're obviously rooting for the football guys to do just as well, because that'll just get you some momentum into basketball season. And it's a little bit of a different schedule for you guys this year. You open up with the Mustang Classic and have a couple of games, and then the Holiday Classic. So you really kind of open up with a bang, a couple tournaments and a couple of good games here in the month of December.
Yes, the early schedule, especially with the Mustang Classic and then the Neosho Holiday Tournament, will definitely be situations where early in the season, especially, you need to play games so you can kind of see where you're at. And we try to plan and gear everything toward late season, February and March, when it really gets important. So hopefully, your schedule prepares you for the end of the season where you want to be playing your best basketball.
And I ask every coach that I talk to throughout the Big 8, it's a different tournament. It's a different feel for the Big 8 this year. You go from not only West and East brackets to everybody combined in one, and the West was always tough, but maybe the East side was better basketball-wise. Kind of, what are your thoughts of the Big 8 kind of shrinking back to where it was before all of this conference realignment?
Well, I coached in the original Big 8 for 20 years, so I wasn't coaching when they changed the alignment of the schools. So it's always been a great athletic conference, always been a really great basketball conference. And this way, what I like about it is you play every conference school and you truly have one conference champion. And so I think that hopefully our fans and the community are going to like the transition from what we had to where we're getting back to the traditional Big 8 conference. That's always been a great basketball league.
Yeah, I mean, you keep everybody that was on the west side, and then you add 2 of the better teams on the east side, and Aurora and Mount Vernon. I know those are the 2 teams that Seneca beat last year in the district to get to that district championship win. So regardless of who you're going to play, you're going to get some great basketball.
Yes, truly we will. And I think both those teams will probably end up being in our district. So not only is your conference, you're competing for a conference championship, but you're getting a chance to compete against the teams you'll see in district, which gives you an opportunity to kind of see where you're at and start thinking about what you're going to have to do and how you're going to have to play in order to have a chance to win the district championship.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have some bullseyes on your back, regardless of new coach, new players, just winning back-to-back district championships. I think people are starting to expect some things from Seneca, and they're going to give Seneca their best shot regardless of what happens.
Well, I'm sure you're correct in that. I think that's what makes it even more exciting and challenging for us is, as I told the guys, coming off of the 2 district championships and I think last year the conference championship in the West gives the other team a little more incentive, I think, when they play you. And so we will obviously have to adjust to being the hunted. But at the same time, as I've told the guys, even when you have consistent or back-to-back or back-to-back-to-back championship level teams, every team has a different personality and is a little bit different. So we're going to try to encourage our guys to develop into the best team they can be. And if they do that, I think they're going to be really pleased with the outcome.
Definitely getting to be an exciting time of year. Like we said, I know you're probably not going to get a lot of guys there for a little bit, but we're getting to the point where basketball is right around the corner and we get to be indoors, which is always something I'm grateful for. So, Skip, we appreciate you talking to us here today, and we'll talk to you a lot throughout the season, so we appreciate the time.
Thank you for your time, Ben. Appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to the Indians Minute, sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri. For more information, his number is 417-451-1504.
People's Bank of Seneca is proud to support this portion of the game. They offer banking services including checking and savings accounts, CDs, and loans for individuals and businesses. They have locations in the Seneca and Joplin areas and are online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca, proud supporters of the Seneca Indians. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
A nonprofit organization, a sponsor of high school sports.
It's time for the Freeman Sports Health Minute. The Freeman Sports Team is proud to serve as the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges.
Welcome to another Health Minute here on KNEO. Today we're joined once again by Dave Compton from Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Today's topic is, what is IT band syndrome?
The IT band starts as a muscle on top of the hip, and then as it comes down across the side of the hip down to the knee, it turns into this really fibrous band. It's a fascia band. It's very fibrous, very stiff, very tough. IT band syndrome is where either due to muscle tightness or hip weakness and sometimes even foot alignment, the IT band kind of rubs over the knuckle of the femur, and it becomes a friction syndrome. It becomes an irritated rub. It's almost like a blister, but not technically, but that's about the best way to describe it. It's a rub or irritation, usually at the knee.
Is it something that an athlete can play through, or is it something they need to take some time off for?
Depending on the symptoms and depending on the sport, we see a lot of repetitive sports like cycling and running. We'll see a lot of this. Athlete can taper or modify their activity level and their intensity level, and sometimes can work through this with some stretching and possibly physical therapy or rehabilitation. Sometimes we have to shut down if the pain gets severe enough.
For the Freeman Sports Health Minute, I'm Adam Winkler.
Thank you for listening to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. The teams are headed back out on the field. Seth Wilson and Ben Walcott are ready to go in the broadcast booth, and Daryl Harbaugh is returning to the sideline. The third quarter is almost here. Back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indians Sports Network.
Happy Egg, based out of Rogers, Arkansas, has been a local business for many years with their free-range farms. They are now taking applications for prospective growers to raise hens. If you have 10 acres of land and are interested in learning more information about becoming a Happy Egg grower, their website is happyegg.com/grower or by phone at 479-925-8855. A supporter of community broadcasting on KNEO.
The staff at Mid-America Specialty Markets, along with Jamie and Terry Langford, are proud to serve our community and support the local high school students in their extracurricular activities this school year. Langford Insurance specializes in life, agribusiness, commercial, and personal insurance needs. Please stop by and see us at our office at 908 Washington Avenue, or call us at 417-776-LIFE, or visit us at midaminsurance.com.
And welcome back to Seneca, Missouri. We're at the half. Seneca leading 35-0. Your halftime show sponsors Prairie Top Chiropractic and Langford Insurance as the bronze medalist Seneca Pride marching band out on the field right now with their halftime performance. Seneca so far in that first half, pretty dominant performance by the defense on the side of the ball tonight for the Indians so far.
Yeah, only one first down given up the entire first half. You think about it, Lamar basically started off the game with 2 drives, and Seneca forced 2 straight 3-and-outs. And we know Lamar was going to look different tonight with 5 or 6 of their main guys out, and they are probably going to drop to the 2, maybe the 3 seed, but they're just trying to get themselves ready for what they hope is a long run in the postseason. Seneca looking for that as well. You will have the running clock to start the second half. Seneca will get the ball. I think if you're Seneca, you'll see the first teamers to start the half. If you score a touchdown, you may see the JV bunch after that, or as Coach Harbaugh likes to say, the bomb squad.
Or the honing stone.
Whichever one you want.
It's going to sharpen you up, make it better. Yeah, those guys may come out on the field here in the second half. Again, 35-0 score. And not too many times, not a single time this year have we seen the passing numbers be higher than the rushing numbers in the first half of play.
And
crazy.
Yeah, like we said and Cody said, you're kind of breaking some tendencies here tonight because he and Coach Wilkerson coach together in Carthage. And when you coach together for, even if it's only a year, guess what? You're going to know each other's tendencies when you're going against each other every day in practice. So breaking some tendencies here tonight. But the other thing that does is it's just another knock in the, not really a knock, but another notch in the arsenal for Seneca saying, hey, the run game's not working. We can beat you passing too. And I think a lot of teams around the state of Missouri will be dreading the fact if they have to play Seneca in the postseason.
Well, that's what we saw last year in that 28-14 contest up at the Lamar. Seneca's running game was not what it had been the entire season. Granted, it was a different time frame as far as not week 9 necessarily.
Like week 6, something like that.
Yeah, it was middle of the season. It was a little bit of a different scenario for Seneca's offense and Lamar's defense. Let's see, it was week 3, actually.
Okay. We were both way off.
So Seneca ended up having 180 yards on the ground and 134 through the air that game, but it still was a little bit weird how Seneca ran the ball that night. Jackson Mars that night went for 43 yards. Gavin Hoover went for 72 yards. And then Altic went for 54 on the jet sweep. So Hoover was your main ball carrier. Now Lamar knows exactly what Seneca's tendencies are with the quarterback run game. They've kind of held Caden Klaus in check tonight because Klaus just has 46 yards in the first half. Yeah, he's got 3 rushing touchdowns tonight for the Indians. But they picked up on the running game of what they like to do with the quarterback game.
Yeah, you look at the backside screen, they've had 3 or 4 of those, and unfortunately for the Indians, there's been a couple times that backside screen has been there, and you have 2 blockers in front of them, and they don't block anybody. And so that's unfortunate for the Indians, but, Roman Miller, they're not keying on him as much. I know he probably somewhere, maybe a little bit more than Klaus, but somewhere around those numbers too. Lamar has always been good at stopping the run, so sometimes you're going to have to pass to win the game, and so far tonight, Seneca's taken advantage.
Yeah, they have taken advantage of that so far. Caden Klaus is 7 of 10 on the night for 122 yards. Brody Probert, 1 of 1 for 29 yards and a touchdown strike to Blaze Graham over the middle.
1 of 1, that's not a bad throwing percentage.
Kind of where his throwing stats have been at, though. You have 2 halfback passes that have gone for scores, I believe. So it's worked out pretty well for Probert this year on 3 of his passes completed for scores.
Yeah, and like we said, it wasn't really a QB battle to start the year, but I think you'd agree with me, probably by week 3, maybe week 4, Caden Klaus really kind of grabbed the bull by the horns and kind of took over from there, and it's been his job ever since. Probert does a good job when he comes in to kind of a little bit change of pace there for the Indians and still able to throw the ball beautifully, and he's a bruiser as well. So,
yeah, both those guys do an excellent job at the quarterback position. Either one of them is going to be capable on any Friday night to put you in a good situation on your offense.
And you think about this, Seth. Probert's only a junior. You get him back next year. Laughlin behind him. You could use the same kind of scenario where you have Laughlin potentially at running back, and you would have the same kind of scenario if Laughlin's able to beef up a little bit in the offseason.
Well, we haven't seen this a whole lot in Seneca history where you have just one quarterback right after another just stacked up for 4 straight years, ready to go. You got even the freshman quarterback is number 15, Clay Davidson. I know we didn't get to see him against the Monette game, but he was had been injured just a little bit. And so you got 4 great quarterbacks coming up through your system. That's something Coach Hilburn didn't have when he first got here. He had Ethan Fritchie, who did not take any reps, hardly any reps under snap the year previous, primarily a defensive player. And then you go from him to Hoover junior and senior year, running the quarterback position. And behind Hoover, it's kind of, okay, who's going to be the next guy up? Is it going to be Klaus as a sophomore or a junior, or as a sophomore in that situation whenever Hoover was a junior? So they've done a good job stepping up whenever their number's being called to get out there and make things happen.
Yeah, and Cody talked about it in the pregame show, and it's something we'll harp on here for the final half, is just this is the first group of seniors he's had for all 4 years. So you got to give a lot of credit to Ethan Fritchie and those first seniors because they kind of sped up the timeline. Cody talked about how sometimes it takes 4 years to really implement everything in your system. Well, guess what? His first year, which doesn't happen very often, Seneca won their district, was able to get to that state quarterfinal, give themselves an extra game, and each year they've gotten an extra week of practice. You just think about all the extra practices, Seth, that they've had the past 4 years and what that does for these younger guys as they get ready for Friday Night Lights the next year.
It does build your program really well. We've talked about the conference champions. Seneca wins this one tonight. They got the outright conference champion for the 3rd year in a row. The last time that happened for the Seneca Indians was 93, 94, 95. And then prior to that was 85, 86, 87. And then there is a 5-peat conference championship. That was in 52, 53, 54, 55, and 56.
And the other thing you think about, back-to-back undefeated regular season, just how hard it is in the Big 8 to go undefeated, and you managed to do that potentially back-to-back years. That just shows that Cody's got this program locked in and year out.
And that hasn't happened since 1985, 86, or 86, 87, I believe. So you're looking at a long time since that's happened, 36 years since that's happened, 37 years since that's happened. So it's been interesting to see what Coach Hilburn's done here in Seneca. Of course, a lot of those guys are ready to go for next year, next man up type of mentality. You have 2 seniors go out to start your season after week 2. It's been interesting to see how those other guys have filled in, stepped up. Brock Pendergraft doing an excellent job for the Indians. And also Kai Adams stepping over in the H-back role that Ryan Owens usually saw. So he did a good job stepping up whenever he needed to. He was already going to be a linebacker, looking potentially just to be only a defensive threat, and he had to move to the offensive side of the field.
And you think about Ryan Owens is able to come back. He's getting a little bit playing time tonight. Just how much more dangerous does that make this Seneca team?
Yeah,
and they got a point to prove after last year as well, losing in the state championship game. I know Ryan giving some interviews, Cody giving some interviews before the season. They got something to prove this year.
Not only are we better with Ryan if he can play, not only are we better with him, but we're better up front blocking with him at the double tight end. And not saying anything away from Jude King, but Ryan's better at answer. He's just got to get back in shape.
Yeah.
And he's got a couple weeks to get there.
We're going to take a break. We come back, we'll have the second half action for you here on the KNO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic, Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
So, you're still debating whether to surrender your life to Jesus Christ. There's a lot of different reasons for not making that decision, but they all come down to this. You trust yourself more than you trust God.
Pride is the number one thing that keeps us from Christ. Our own ego. We think we can do it ourselves, or we think we're good enough.
The Bible says we're not good enough. We need Jesus. He paid the penalty for our sins. There's no way around it.
When you come to Christ, you must be willing to repent of sin and receive Him into your heart.
And when you do that, your life takes on a whole new meaning and purpose.
Then there's joy inside your heart when you come to Christ. These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full.
We'd love to tell you more about the joy that comes from surrendering your life to Jesus Christ. Go to findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
And we welcome you back as we get set for second half action. And just a reminder, folks, this is the last week that you'll be able to watch us for free, starting in the playoffs, which for Seneca will be the district semifinals. We'll still have the links on our website at our normal spot, but everything goes through Misha TV, and you'll have to pay-per-view to watch the contest, so $10 plus tax to be able to watch those games. Just want to let you guys know and be aware of that, as starting in the postseason, the KNEO Radio has no control over that. Everything's got to go through Misha TV. The link will still be at its normal spot on our website where you go to find our games. Unfortunately, like we said, Misha TV is the one to go, and that will be pay-per-view, as Seneca will host a district semifinal, and if you're lucky enough, host a district championship, and then after that, who knows?
Seneca has their hands team out to ready for the second half kickoff, as Ethan Hull is the kicker. Left-footed kicker is going to sail it over the head of Tyrone Harris, and he's going to pick it up at the 1 yard line. Going to get a little bit of a room. He's at the 10 yard line, making men miss left and right. Still on his feet at the 15. Going to spin forward up to the 18, 19 yard line. It is Tyrone Harris, so he got something out of nothing. He retreated back about 15 yards to get that ball.
Yeah, he was kind of hoping that it would go in the end zone, and it died at about the 2 yard line, so he did a good job of picking it up. And Seth, Seneca field position has not been a problem for them all year long. I think they scored a touchdown one time on a 97-yard drive, so it doesn't seem to matter where they start field position-wise. They can score from anywhere.
First down and 10 for Seneca, ball on their own 19. Handoff's going to go to Miller right ahead. Going to get across the 20-yard line. He gets tripped up the line of scrimmage, and he's going to fall forward to the 21, just a pickup of 2 on the play. Second down and 8.
Like we said, Seth, this Lamar team has been very good at stopping the run all year long, no matter who is in or out, and you'll win a lot of games if you're able to stop the run.
Trips to the near side this time for Klaus, Graham, Ginger, and Sherwood.
Watch a tunnel screen.
Looks like they're going to send a blitzing linebacker as Lamar. They're in a 4-2 look. Klaus going to roll out to this near side. Now he's just going to take off and run. Miller doing a good job picking up 2 blockers. There's a penalty flag that comes flying in, probably in the area, holding back at the 18-yard line. As that play took a long time to develop, Klaus took a shot on that play, and we'll sort out the penalty.
Yeah.
I think somebody grabbed a face mask, Seth, when we were blocking.
On Seneca, you're saying?
Yes, when we were blocking. I think we grabbed a face mask. We'll have to see.
Well, hold against Seneca. Penalty flag sitting all the way back at the 18, looks like, so it's going all the way back to the 8. They're going to take it from the line of scrimmage.
Well, it looked like they took it from the 21, which would be back to the 11.
Yeah. The flag was sitting at the 18, so am I mistaken? Am I missing something? I thought you took it from where the flag was thrown, where the penalty occurred.
That's what I thought, so
Maybe
I don't know what's
something,
happening.
I don't know.
Yeah. Second down and really long. It's second down and about 19.
All the way back to the 11-yard line.
First down, you needed to get to the 29.
Seneca Indian football brought to you tonight by Four State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Hoddle Springs Church of Christ. Trips to the near side this time for Klaus. Miller to his left. He's going to throw a quick screen pass out to Harris. Harris has got guys in front of him, all kinds of defenders shaking off and shedding their blockers, and Harris is only able to get maybe a yard. I'm not even sure if he got that. Yes, they're going to give him 1 yard on the play on the screen pass, but both the defenders from Lamar getting rid of the Seneca blockers and making a stop.
He had trips to that side, 2 lead blockers in front, and Lamar able to block it here. Don't be surprised to see a straight run, maybe a QB draw to see if you can suck the linebackers up and get a pat or run.
Looking for the backside screen. It's going to be intercepted. It's going to be a pick 6 for for Williams, as Klaus didn't see Williams standing right in front of him, just kind of didn't put enough touch on the pass. And Lamar gets on the board.
I don't know how many interceptions he has on the year, but not very many. That's his third. And
second or third, I believe.
Yeah, so they sniffed that one out from the get-go, trying to get it to Hagen Ginger, and they are going for one, it looks like. Here is Lamar. So no fast clock here. And don't be surprised if Lamar will go for an onside kick as well.
Good snap, good hold. And the kicker puts it up and through. Kicker's number 63, Chris Juarez. 9:28 to go here in the third quarter. Seneca leads 35-7 here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Do you need a move of God in your life? Seneca Assembly of God is hosting revival services with Reverend Larry Willoughby from October 27th through the 30th. Come and experience God's presence on Sunday, October 27th at 10 a.m., October 28th and 29th at 7 p.m., and Wednesday, October 30th at 6:30 p.m. Join us at 2310 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca, where God is still performing miracles, healing hearts, and turning lives around through the power of the gospel. Don't miss your chance to be part of something life-changing at the 2024 Seneca Assembly of God Revival.
9:28 to go here in the third quarter. Lamar gets on the board after the pick 6 from he's about 5 yards away, I think, when he intercepted that, because the ball was at the 12.
Yeah, and Coach was down there, and he said if he was able to loft it over his head, Hagen would have been able to run a long ways.
Kicking off, number 56, Xavier Pagash, as Harris is going to come up and field this one at about the 17-yard line. Going to reverse field, coming to this left side. He's going to get wrapped up, and
good
play
job.
is going to stop there.
Good job there by the...
Klaus comes off the turf gingerly. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he took a shot, and he's limping a little bit.
And Probert is going to come in for Seneca. They're going to get Probert in at quarterback. And a good job there by the Lamar player of holding up a little bit. Seneca does have 2 weeks to make sure everybody stays healthy, but you want to get back in the end zone here if you're Seneca.
Trips to the far side this time for Probert. Handoff's going to be to Miller. Miller's going to run to the left side, going to bounce to the outside, gives a stiff arm at the 30, still on his feet. And he's getting up to about the 33-yard line, 34, forward progress. Right now, Lamar's is doing a great job of shedding blockers left and right, because it looks like they're locked up for a second. There's green everywhere, and then they're peeling off somehow, making plays.
Well, they just collapsed the whole left side down that time. That was the safety coming up making the play.
I was going to say,
and the cornerback was fighting off and keeping him there as well.
I will say I don't mind taking 6 yards a carry, though.
No, that's not too bad. It's going to be a handoff to Miller once again. Going to dance around the line of scrimmage. Going to spin forward as he gets enough for the first down to the 38-yard line. A 5-yard pickup, first down and 10.
Seneca just going back to their bread and butter here. Just run the football. Maybe at some point play action pass, but right now they're just saying, all right, we're going to try and ram this down your throat.
Ball placed at about the 38-yard line. This is going to be 34-yard line. Well, I have 38 on my score sheet. Probert in the backfield, 8:30 to go in the third quarter. Going to send Graham in motion. And the ball's on the ground. Probert's just going to retreat and cover it up at the 25.
Big loss there for Seneca. It was a bad snap, and right now, this second half, Seneca has started off flat. Loss of 15 because it's at the 26. Second down in an eternity, 25.
A long way to go for the Indians. Yeah, ball was at the 39, first down and 10. That's what threw me off a while ago. I thought we were at the 39, so a loss of 13 on the play. Probert going to look to run on the quarterback draw. He's at the 30-yard line. Gives a stiff arm at the 35. Still on his feet at the 45-yard line. Down the sideline at the 40. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. Great run by Probert on the quarterback draw. And he gets deep inside Lamar territory.
You see Roman Miller able to pick up the linebacker there. Safety comes up, just gives him a stiff arm, and there's nobody there. As you see, helping block downfield is Tyrone Harris. First down and 10 for Seneca.
All the way up to the 32-yard line for the Indians.
You may just see Probert in and leave Klaus out.
It's going to be a handoff to Miller. He's going to make one guy miss the line of scrimmage. He's going to get bouncing out of contact left and right, and then he's finally going to stood up and stopped at about the 28-yard line. Good pursuit by Lamar's defense.
But again, a gain of about 5 there for Seneca. You'll take 5 yards of carry any way you'll take it.
So he got to the 28, so 2nd down and 6 coming up after the 4-yard pickup.
I never said math was my strong suit.
It's okay, Ben. It's okay. I'm struggling tonight, too. I had that ball at the 34, but I thought it was at the 39, and it was. I doubted myself. I don't know why. Probert's just going to take it and run to the near side, trying to get blocked and stuff. Makes a cut back, still on his feet, and Ethan Hull is going to come up and take him down from behind at the 22-yard line. He might have enough of the yard to gain.
I think they gave it to him.
Yeah, they're marking it right on the 22, and that's what he needed.
Seneca Indian football. There's going to be a stoppage on the field for probably a measurement.
Yeah, they haven't given it to him yet. One side has. The other side is still debating it. Now they give it to him, Seth, so no measurement needed. Apparently should have just asked Coach Harbaugh. He knew it was a first down.
I had him marked an inch ahead there. Man, that's
First down and 10, ball at the 22-yard line. 6:51 to go here in the third quarter of play. Hunter Haynes going to split out to the far side this time as Miller is to the right of Probert. Ryan Owens checks in, double tight look. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Dancing around the line of scrimmage, just lowers his shoulder at the 17-yard line, fighting for extra yardage. And I think they're going to have him at the 17. So I'll pick up a 5, 2nd down and 5.
Good job there by Kai Adams. It looks like they kind of let the DN through a little bit, and Kai Adams picked him up.
That's what it is. You block down, you hit the pulling linebacker on the inside linebacker, and you leave the D in for the H-back to kick out.
Now, even though Lamar stopped the running clock a while ago with their pick 6, this has almost been like another running clock for the Indians. Over a 3-minute drive now. Probert's just going to keep it, run to the left side, lowers his shoulder inside the 15-yard line. Forward progress is shoving him out of bounds at about the 11.5-yard line.
I think he needed the 12.
Yeah, he got it.
So down to the 11 goes Probert. He steps out of bounds at the 6-minute mark.
And this has been a drive basically Probert. And when you're sick of Probert, let's get Miller involved.
Pick your poison there, who you're going to take. Either one of them can run you over or outrun you. Handoff's going to go to Miller once again. Big hole on the right side, off tackle. And he's going to inside the 10-yard line. And see his forward progress coach. They have him at the 8.
Yeah, just inside the 8-yard line, Seth.
So a pick up a 4 on the play for Miller.
That's one. Again, there's the safeties making the play.
And you think about it, I mean, Lamar, very good open field tackles against some other teams. Seneca's been able to dance around them and get into the end zone.
You know, Coach Hilburn talked the last 2 weeks about having some long drives. This has finally been one of those where he's had a long drive.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Probert taking up the middle, taking defenders with him, still inside the 5-yard line, still not down yet. And finally, his forward progress is going to be stopped at about the 4.5-4-yard line.
3rd down and short, but you can get a first down. You got 2 downs to get it. Do you run a play action pass here, or do you just ram it down their throat?
They've got 2 yards to go for a first down here.
1.5 yards maybe at that.
He's got to get inside the 2, and he's just inside the 4.
4:52 to go here in the third quarter, as it's a 3rd down and 1.5 to go for the Indians. Graham split out to the near side. Miller and Probert in the backfield. Probert is going to take it to the left side once again. Miller blocking for him into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Brody Probert, as he takes it in from 4 yards out, and the Indians add to their lead.
Just student body left there. If you're Seneca, you got Pendergraft at quick tackle, Hagen Ginger at tight end. Ginger blocked about 3 guys in there. Miller escorts him into the end zone as well.
On to attempt the point after is Drew Sherwood with, looks like Probert maybe holding, or Blake Laughlin.
I think it's Laughlin. Looks like number 5.
Good snap. Kick is up, and it is good. 4:38 to go here. Seneca leads 42-7 on the KNO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Gas and Snack in Seneca is proud to support the Seneca Indians and be a part of the Seneca community. Located at 13698 Highway 43 in Seneca, they aren't just a place to fuel up. They offer an assortment of refreshing drinks and plenty of quick bites to keep you going as you hit the road. The Gas and Snack in Seneca, Missouri, owned by Nick and Sandra Whitehead, want to wish the Indians good luck in their season.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
4:38 to go here at Tom Hodge Field in the third quarter. Seneca leading 42-7. Sponsors for tonight's game: Langford Insurance, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Happy Egg, Seneca Assembly of God, People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Prolu Maintenance Center, and the Seneca School District. Back deep to receive Ainsley and Sheet. Sherwood has got the go-ahead. And it's a high kick this time. End over and kick to Ainsley is going to come up and field at the 21-yard line. Seneca defenders trying to get a hold of him. Finally able to get a hold of him is Brant Laughlin, and then it's just going to be a big pile of Indians and Tigers fighting for yardage. Ball placed at the 34-yard line, 1st down and 10, Lamar.
You know, that was a good job there by the Seneca kickoff team, because the last couple times they've kicked off, they've gotten some good returns. You do have the running clock again with Seneca up by 35.
Seneca still with main defense out there. 4-5-3 look for the Indians. 3 safeties. Almost like an unusual diamond look for the Indians in the back and the safety backside.
Ooh,
squirting free is Googie. Eli Googie is going to get a good chunk of yardage on that play as they run in the wishbone formation up to the 43.
That's the best thing that was working for them in the first half when they went wishbone and just trying to run the ball straight ahead.
Yeah. 9-yard pickup for Googie on that carry. Seneca Indian football brought to you tonight by Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Seneca Church of Christ, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, and Christian Healthcare Ministries. Wishbone formation, double tight look once again for Ainsley. It's going to be a quarterback sweep to the left side. He's got a little bit of a seam on the left side. He's going to get across midfield and going to be finally brought down on the far side. Coming off the pile looks like maybe Nolan Napier as well as Kai Adams. A ball at the 48.
Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. They visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians.
9-yard run there for Ainsley. And it's going to be a handoff to Googie once again. That's going to be, say, Herbinger. I say Herbinger. It's 2nd down either way.
Seth, that's only, I think, the 2nd first down of the game for Lamar.
I think you're right, Ben.
So, I mean, you think about it, their only score is a defensive touchdown. Seneca's done a good job of wrapping them up all night long.
Back to the wishbone formation. They've got a lineman back there as a fullback position. That's going to be a handoff to Googie once again. He's going to get up to the 41-yard line. 5-yard pickup, 3rd down and 3.
Like Darryl said, I mean, right now it's just that wishbone formation, hat on hat, see who wins.
Well, they couldn't run wide with their, double wing, 2-back set. They tried to run wide. They can't do it. They can't beat our speed. Well, how do you go against speed? Straight ahead.
Klaus is out. Or no, Klaus is out. Sherwood back there for Seneca.
Googie checks out. And it's going to be Herbinger trying to get to the left side. Jace Renfro unable to get to him, and then coming up to help make the play on the ground is Nolan Napier. Or excuse me, Hagen Ginger. Hagen Ginger got to him. It was a backside pursuit by Renfro. Renfro just unable to reach out and grab a hold of him, but slowed him down just enough for Ginger to grab a hold and drop him for a loss.
Well, there you go again, trying to run wide.
Yeah. They got
They've had success just going right up the straight up, over the guards.
Well, they got a good chunk of yardage a while ago with that quarterback sweep to the other side. So a loss of 2 on the play, 4th down and short 4.
Long 3, short 4.
Well, yeah.
You basically got 2 corners in now and 1 safety in Hunter Haynes as Lamar going quickly.
Ainsley under center, going to be a toss sweep to Googie. Googie trying to make the play open up in front of him. He's going to be stopped short. Coming up to make the play for the Indians is Brock Pendergraft as well as Nolan Napier. And it's a turnover on down. Seneca has a first down 10 at the 40 with 48 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X, Twitter, KNEO 917 Sports. And make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also, check out our live scoreboard during the game, kneo.org/sports. Click on the scoreboard link to get the latest scores from games around the area as they're happening.
First down and 10 for Seneca. And it's going to be Probert run the option to the near side. The pitch is going to go to Miller. Miller's got one man to beat. He gives a little juke move, lowers his shoulder, takes a big hit as Ethan Hull came flying in, and Miller just jumps off the turf ready to go again.
And Seth, that's going to end the third quarter of play.
That it will, Ben. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, third quarter's over with 42-7 is your score. Seneca leading this as we head to the fourth on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is a sponsor of today's ball game. They want to invite you to their Living with Loss workshop on November 17th to the 20th with morning and evening sessions each of those days, helping you to process grief, loss, death, divorce, and the overwhelming issues of life. The church is located at 19306 Huddle Springs Road in Seneca. The sessions will be hosted by Dean Miller, founder of Widowhood Workshop Ministry. You can learn more about the Living with Loss workshop at the Huddle Springs Church of Christ Facebook page.
My dad was a quiet man and not very open about his feelings or emotions. I was fairly sure that he loved me, but I questioned if he really liked me. At his funeral, I was shocked when his coworkers said he was proud of me and told them about me. How different might our relationship have been if he was able to tell me that himself? Do you wonder if God's like that? You think he loves you because he has to, but surely he's tired of your mistakes. That's a lie Satan wants you to believe. God's love for you never changes based on your...
Second down and 3 for the Indians to start this fourth quarter. Handoff's going to go to Miller to the near side of the field. He's got all kinds of green in front of him. He's at the 40-yard line, gives a stiff arm at the 35, and going to be taken out of bounds inside the 30 to the 29.
Good job there by him as just a straight handoff and nobody there on that backside, and a lot of green there for Roman Miller. And I think if you're Seneca, you get in the end zone here, you may see bomb squad, honing stone, whatever you want to call it.
24-yard pickup for Miller on that carry. Nolan Napier, senior for the Indians, come up with the big stops there in that last defensive series. It's senior night for him. It's his mom's birthday. His dad, Kevin, is on the sidelines coaching for the Indians, so the Napier family involved all the way around. Of course, his brother Dane played for the Indians back in the day. Had a big interception, I think, his sophomore year against Mount Vernon to seal a district champion or district playoff victory on an underdog type of play. Certainly want to wish Heather a happy birthday. Probably kind of bittersweet. It's your birthday. It's also your son's senior night for football.
Yeah, it might be a double whammy for her.
Ball at the 27-yard line on Probert's 2-yard carry.
If you're Seneca, you just want that clock to continue tick, 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 tick.
Probert in the backfield. Receivers to each side. It's going to be a toss sweep to Miller. Miller's going to cut back at the 29-yard line. Makes a man miss at the 23-yard line. Still on his feet and going to be finally brought down to the turf. Penalty flag comes flying at the 25. Probably going to be a penalty of holding.
And
Coach?
that would keep it second down. It's from the referee, so.
Yeah. Referees don't make mistakes. They're not going to wait. I'm just kidding. Everybody makes mistakes.
So now you're behind the chains a little bit. If it's from the 23, you're looking back to the 33, so it's still second down, but now it's second down and 14. So this has been a lot of running by Probert since he's come in, but there hasn't been a need to do anything else. And Coach Hughes kind of shaking his head over here, saying, I can't believe you did that.
Trips to the far side this time for Probert. It's going to be Probert running to the right side. Makes a man miss at the line of scrimmage. Lowers his shoulder to the 27-yard line, spinning forward to the 25-yard line. Good chunky yardage back on that one play.
Yeah, third down and manageable now for Seneca. Third down and about 6.
Good chunky yardage there for Probert on that carry.
You got 2 downs to to try and get it.
Game brought to you tonight by Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Star Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust.
Seth, there's a lot of interesting scores around the area. The district implications. Make sure to tune into the Final Drive scoreboard show.
Probert going to drop back. Now he's just going to take off and run. He's at the 25-yard line. Penalty flag thrown as Jace Renfro, maybe the guilty party, holding on to Ethan Hall. Probert's going to get helped off the turf and find out he's got to come all the way back.
It's going to be 3rd down and 20 now, or 3rd down and 21 because it was at the 30. And so Cody wanting to talk to him and say that's not a hold, but he's not going to win that argument, unfortunately.
And they're going to mark it off from the 25.
No, it'd be from the 30. Oh.
The previous play was at the
I'm so confused.
There's something we're missing here tonight because when the penalty flag's behind the line of scrimmage, they go from the previous spot, and when it's in front, they go from the spot of the foul. I guess is how they're doing it. Either way, 3rd down and 16 coming up for the Indians.
Don't be surprised to see another QB draw here if you're Seneca. Harris wasn't set, but they didn't call it.
Herbert looking to pass. He's got the
Ginger's
backside open. Ginger wide open the 25-yard line. He's got enough for the first down at the 15. It's a foot race to the end zone. Touchdown, Hagen Ginger. Touchdown, Seneca Indians, as he had the foot race, and Hagen Ginger, the tight end, beats him down the sideline for the score.
It's the same exact play set that they ran for their other touchdown. He's lined up at right tight end. You got a receiver and a tight end on that left side. They clear out everybody to the right. He gets on that backside. Nobody is there, and it's a wide open touchdown. And I think if you're Hagen Ginger, you like your stats tonight. 2 touchdowns on the evening with a lot of yards.
On to attempt the point after is Drew Sherwood. Laughlin the holder. Bad snap, but good hold. Kick's going to go up and through. Great job by Laughlin to haul that one in. Went to his backside hip. He had to spin around and catch it and then throw it back on the tee on the block. Ford Sherwood to put it through, and he does. 9:24 to go here in this one. Seneca leading 49-7 on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
Welcome back to Tom Hodge Field. 9:24 to go here in this one. Seneca leading 49-7 over Lamar. Game brought to you tonight by Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Hoddle Springs Church of Christ. Sherwood on to kick this one away. Sheet and Ainsley back deep to receive. A high end over and kick to Ainsley's going to come up and field at the 22-yard line. He's got a gap here on the near sideline, and Laughlin's going to trip him up enough. Connell Trueluck's going to finally wrap him up and take him down, but there was a seam here, and I'm sure Seneca's going to read that one on their report, on their huddle, and go over that one, guys. We had too much of a running lane right here. We've got to close those angles down.
Yeah, Laughlin did a good job of slowing him down enough to allow another guy to come in, and Seneca has their 1s and now their 2s.
And Brobert comes off hobbling too.
Ugh. So your 2 starting quarterbacks hobbled a little bit. I think you'll see, I think Jude King came in for him there. I think you might see Laughlin next offensive possession.
Now they go to a 3-back, 1 running back that's going to run the ball straight ahead again. And Williams going to get taken down by,
I think that was Harris.
Yeah, Harris on the backside at the 36-yard line.
That was a touchdown-saving tackle by Harris.
And right now they're beating us up front, just straight ahead blocking for Lamar, and they're getting good chunks of yardage on that.
And Seneca, it's still their 1s out there too, so. I mean, yes, you do have a couple replacements in there for Klaus and for Probert, but otherwise it's basically your 1s.
Williams in the backfield again, 3 running backs to the right side. Now they're going to stand him up a little bit better this time and stop his forward progression at the 35. So just a 1-yard pickup for Williams on that. A little better job by the Seneca defensive front. And it was just one of those plays that they hadn't run that formation the entire night. Kind of caught him off guard. Okay, now we see what you're going to run. Now we're going to be ready for it.
Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X, Twitter, KNEO 917 Sports. Seneca will be off next week. Their next game will be Friday, November 8th here at home.
Same formation once again. Now they're going to shift and go to the other side. Roman Miller going to go in a defensive tackle position. They run it back to the side they just shifted from. Williams is spinning out of contact. He's going to get across the 30 to the 28-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the play, 3rd down and 2.
That's what Lamar likes to see is just, and I think we have a timeout by Lamar.
There's a stoppage right there. Lamar's going to sub some guys out, it looks like. 7:05 to go here. And we'll step aside too. Be back right after this.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians.
Lamar's going to sub some guys in. The quarterback now is Powell. He's going to get stood up at the line of scrimmage. Seneca subbed out. Lamar is subbed out. And Powell is going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Lopez with the stop and Barnes with the stop at the 29-yard line. So
4th down and 2 here still for Lamar. So if you're Seneca, see if you can get a stop here with your number 2s.
Ball is actually at the 29, lost a yard there, did Powell on that carry. 4th down and 3. Powell in the backfield as well as number 5 for Lamar, Wolf. High snap. He's going to haul it in. He's going to try to get the first down. Seneca's defense is going to come up strong and make the stop at the 28-yard line. It'll be a turnover on downs.
Everyone at the Neosho Daily News wish the Seneca Indians good luck as the running clock continues. So number 2s will be in for Seneca as Brant Laughlin will be in at quarterback for Seneca.
Lamar doesn't have anybody in the field yet. They got to hustle out there. And they've already blown the whistle, so they can run the play. They don't have to wait for anybody.
And I think that's what Laughlin's saying.
And that looked like a little bit of a false start as he's going to take it to the right side. He's got blockers in front of him. He's at the 35-yard line, 40, 45, 50. It's going to be a foot race down the far sideline at the 45-30. He's going to lower his shoulder at the 25 and taken down at the 21-yard line. Good run by Brant Laughlin deep inside Lamar territory.
Lamar was caught napping a little bit there as you see on the replay, and Seneca had a convoy for him as he tried to get there, and now you're sitting at the 21, I believe.
51-yard run by the Indians. That is the longest play of the night, and it comes by Brant Laughlin.
It's a ball with the carry for Seneca.
The ball's going to get inside the 15-yard line down to about the 12. Good run there by Silas Ball.
I think
they got him all the way down to 12. A 9-yard pickup for Ball on that carry.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The JV bunch does get to play Monday night, correct?
Yes, they will still play on Monday night.
And then after that, you're done.
2nd down and 1. And it's going to be Laughlin taken to the right side, getting behind his blockers, going to make a cutback at the 6-yard line, spun down to the turf at the 5, inside the 5 to the 4.
You love this drive by the number 2s, though, for Seneca. They've been able to just kind of run over the number 2s for Lamar. Or maybe these are, potentially some of the number 3s.
4:24 to go here in this one. Seneca leading 49-7. Receivers to each side for Lamar. And it's going to be a handoff to Ball once again. He's going to lower short at the right side. He's going to reach out, and no signal yet.
They haven't called anything.
Still waiting a signal. They say he's down at the 1.5 inch yard line.
Looked like he was over, but
second down and goal at the 1.
Our opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah,
so.
I would say he had 3.99 yards on that one. He was from the 4. I mean, literally the nose of the football. If it like a strong wind was going to blow, it would go into the end zone. Laughlin, handoff. No, he's going to take it himself, and he's going to jump up into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Brant Laughlin, as he punches it in from 1 yard out. A 5-play drive going 72 yards.
And that's by the number 2, so good job there by Seneca. And Seth, we even talked about a while ago about how Cody wanted a long drive, and he got his long drive with Brody Probert as quarterback. Is Laughlin going to take the snap here and go in for 2?
And 2 point for Brant Laughlin, and it's going to make the score 57-7. We'll be back right after this.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
And we welcome you back here to Tom Hodge Field. 3:41 to go here in this one. Seneca leading 57-7 as a kickoff team trying to get themselves all set up for the Indians. Brant Laughlin's going to have to switch and go to the other side.
Still got 5 on the play clock if you hurry up.
Yeah, you got to kick it, though. That's the thing. And that's going to be a delay of game. Oh, just as the clock expires. Filling at the 20-yard line is number 17, Jones. He's going to run right in the hands of Cade Finley. Good job by Finley to get downfield and wrap up, make sure he didn't go any further downfield. And Lamar will have it first down and 10 at about the 33-yard line.
Seth, you think about it this year in the regular season, the low water mark for this Seneca team point-wise is 35. That's insane.
It's kind of crazy.
You're averaging almost 60 points a game. Maybe 50, 55, somewhere in there.
First down and 10 for Lamar. Going to send a man in motion. They're going to hand it off to him. That's number 44. He makes a cutback. Now he's got green. No, he's going to be wrapped up and taken down from behind. Making the stop for the Indians, Jeffrey Todd, to come up and wrap him up from behind. Good pursuit by the sophomore defensive tackle. Ball placed at the 37-yard line.
Like we said, Seneca will be the 1 seed, get a bye next week. We'll be off next week and then host whoever the 4-5 winner is, and we can't tell you that right now. It's a lot of variables.
2 quarterbacks, 2 wingbacks, 2 tight ends. Handoff's going to go to number 26. That is Keithley. Keithley's going to be stopped at about the 39-yard line, looking like Jude King coming off the bottom of the pile. Noah Carroll in there as well. A 3-yard pickup. Going to make it 3rd down and 3.
This defensive bunch, the second stringers have done a good job of just continuing what the first stringer does. If you're Seneca, you're kind of mad because the only score for Lamar is a defensive touchdown. The defense has done a good job all night long.
3rd down coming up. Under 2 minutes to go here in this one. Ball at the 40-yard line for Lamar. That's just straight ahead blocking. Quarterback's going to keep it on that one. That's Powell. Powell's going to get up to the 47. Jagger Wilson on the stop for the Indians.
Think about this Seneca team. Back-to-back undefeated regular seasons. What'd you say, 3 straight Big 8 titles?
That is correct.
And there's still a lot more to play for the Indians. 67 almost looks offsides.
A little bit. Inside handoff this time as Silas Ball wraps him up and takes him down immediately. So Ball doing it on the offensive side, now the defensive side.
I guess that was 57, not 67 for Seneca, but the ref didn't call it. You get maybe one more play here for Lamar.
Jones maybe got a yard on the play, 2nd down and 10 at the 48-yard line, we'll call it.
Seneca try and get healthy, and now you have the rest versus rust scenario.
Handoff's going to go to number 44. And he's going to be stopped. That is Edson, Briar Edson. He's going to get across the 49-yard line, pick up a 3 on the play.
I don't think Lamar's going to bother snapping another play here, Seth, and they are not.
10 seconds left. That's going to do it for the final score being in favor of your Indians, 57-7 here at Tom Hodge Field, Earl Campbell Stadium on senior night.
There's zeros on the clock.
Okay, I was going to say he was waving his hands above his head like it was a timeout or something, but both teams are shaking hands at midfield. Seneca wins this one 57-7. We come back, we'll have the postgame show for you right after this.
Can you prove that you have a seat in heaven?
Wow, that's a pretty heavy question. What would you say?
Some people say, well, you can imitate Jesus. You can do the things Jesus did as best you can, and that's enough, isn't it?
Billy Graham.
You can do all the good works. You can go with all the people that are doing good social work around the world. But the scripture says, not by works of righteousness which we have done, but according to his mercy he saved us, by the washing of regeneration and renewing of the Holy Spirit. The only way you can get a seat is to come to the cross and confess that you're a sinner and receive Christ as Lord and Savior, and come to the empty tomb and believe that he rose again from the dead.
If you're not sure you've got a seat in heaven, let's talk now. Call us 855-255-PRAY. That's 855-255-PRAY. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A-Plus Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Hey, it's that time of year again. On Friday nights, you can come out and watch the Seneca Indians play football. And then on Sundays, let me invite you to come right next door to the Seneca football field to the Seneca Church of Christ. On Sundays, we have Bible classes for all age groups at 9 a.m. and worship services at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. On Wednesdays, we have Bible classes at 7 p.m. And on Tuesday mornings during the school year, we have Devo and Donuts at 7 a.m. for all junior high and high school students. We love to have you come visit us. We are proud supporters of the Seneca Indians. Go Indians!
KNEA would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
I am a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm here to talk about life, your dreams, your work, your family, and how you can protect it all with a company that will talk to you with the honesty of a farmer and take care of you with the integrity of a neighbor. I'll make sure no detail is left uncovered so your family can breathe easy. Because just like you, I chose to build a life in Missouri too. I'm a Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent, and I'm from Missouri for life.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
The staff at Mid-America Specialty Markets, along with Jamie and Terry Langford, are proud to serve our community and support the local high school students in their extracurricular activities this school year. Langford Insurance specializes in life, agribusiness, commercial, and personal insurance needs. Please stop by and see us at our office at 908 Washington Avenue, or call us at 417-776-LIFE, or visit us at midaminsurance.com.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. Proud supporters of local school athletics.
Singing is my career and my calling, but I'm also a mother of 4.
And as entrepreneurs, we weigh the cost of every decision.
Medical bills are no longer a worry for our family, so I can focus on my calling.
And our family.
Joining Christian Healthcare Ministries was one of the best decisions we ever made. We're the Blair family, and this is our CHM story.
Choose your doctor without network restrictions, all at an affordable price. Enroll anytime at chministries.org/enroll.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
And welcome back here at the postgame show. Your postgame show sponsors Crowder College and the Seneca School District. We're going to send it down on the field. Coach Harbaugh has got Brody Probert and Tyrone Harris down there this evening.
I'll tell you what, 57 points is kind of hard to pick out a couple kids, but we try to get everybody in. But Brody Probert, 2 for 2 tonight, I believe, on passing, and both of them touchdowns, one to Blaze Graham and one to Hagen Ginger.
Yes, sir. I mean, those guys up front, they just give me time, and I just find my receiver down the field, and they're usually open.
And sometimes they give you time to run that your little delayed quarterback draw as well.
Yep, they do a good job with that, and it just works.
Well, I know it was fun to watching you guys play tonight. I know senior night, you love to give these guys a win on senior night on the final game.
Yeah, we just love playing with these guys, and we just wanted to end the regular season with a bang. So.
Well, I think 57-7. I think you did that. Well, let's talk to Tyrone Harris right quick. Tyrone, good game tonight. Got a touchdown pass right off the bat. Played a lot of defense, too. Made some good plays on defense.
Yes, sir. I was on defense late in the game, but I was just ready to play. I was ready for wherever Coach put me, and we executed. I thought we executed really good.
Well, you've got the jet sweep going on. You made a big run on the jet sweep there. And also, they love to run that little reverse to you.
Oh, yeah, it's our little play. But, as Brody said, that works a lot too, so why not run it?
And it was good to come back with a touchdown pass over the top there in the corner of the end zone. Yeah. Good catch.
Yeah, it felt really good to get that one. Been waiting for it, but, Coach called the play, and we executed it. That's all we can do.
Hey, and I'm telling you what, you put speed on that outside, and you scare these defenses to death because they've got to cover you all the time. And also, you get on defense, and you got to shut the other guy down. You do a good job of that, better than you're taking credit for it. I know that.
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in what I do. I try my hardest so we can come out on top, and I just try to sink in with everyone else. And it's my first year here at Seneca, so try to just do everything right, do what my coaches tell me. But so far, love the team, love the guys, man. We're just going to keep working, get to that state championship.
Hey, we got the bye week, districts coming up. Let's get through that first, okay?
Yes, sir.
Have a good 2 weeks, heal up. Let's get going, okay, for the final push. Guys, and back up to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Had Tyrone Harris, Brody Probert tonight. Probert through the air tonight, 2 of 2 for 64 yards, 2 touchdown passes. And then Harris had 3 receptions for 44 yards, and he had 1 rushed for 11 yards tonight on the jet sweep type of play. But there was a couple of other plays that got called back for penalties too. He had another big play that got called for penalty. But those guys do a great job for the Indians on both sides of the ball. Whenever their number's called, they step up and make the play like any Seneca football player does. It's this next man up type of mentality for the Indians on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, you love it if you're Seneca, the fact that all of them do that. And, you know, we've mentioned back-to-back undefeated regular seasons, 3 straight Big 8 titles. But guess what, Seth? Now it's win or go home, and your season and potentially your career is over. So these next 2 weeks, you take a bye week to heal up, and then the fun really begins as Seneca looking basically to have 5 more games and have a different ending than last year.
Yeah, I got to get that state championship game. You got 2 rounds of district playoffs you've got to get through, and then you got to get through 2 rounds of state playoffs, and then you get to that state championship game with the opportunity to bring home a state championship for the first time since 1995. We're going to step aside, take a break, and come back with the head coach of the Seneca Indians right after this.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District, tradition, pride, class.
And welcome back in here to the postgame show. I'm joined by Coach Cody Hilburn, and first off, another congratulations on a big senior night for you guys to come up with a big victory for your seniors to let them in their regular season career here at home with a big victory.
Yeah, talk about a great group. They're obviously special to me. They came in with me. We came in together, and it's just a great group of young men. They're great football players, obviously, but some of the stuff they do off the field, and just no doubt in my mind, man, they're gonna grow up when they graduate and go be great members of society. They're gonna be great dads, great husbands.
And talk about defensive side of the ball first tonight for you. Really shutting down Lamar's offense. We know a lot of their starters weren't playing tonight. They were without their main quarterback. Wilkerson Hahn didn't play. Sturgill didn't play. Their backup quarterback, Torbeck, didn't play. They had so many guys that sat out tonight. But either way, you guys stepped up because they still had all their offensive line and really shut down their run game.
Yeah, that's the thing. Their offensive line played, and that number 6 in the backfield has started to be a feature for them on a night you play everybody. So I'm not taking anything from our kids tonight. They had to do what's best for their program, and we're going to do what's best for our program, which is we needed some quality reps tonight going into the bye week.
You saw some of that. They just tried to run straight on. You guys running a kind of a 5-man front tonight. We hadn't ran that for quite a while, but run the 5-man front, getting Connell Trueluck in there, Jace Renfro, Brock Pendergraft, those 3 guys in the interior defensive line. And then you had Napier and Ginger on the outside really setting the edge, making things spill out. And you saw that on their jet sweep over and over and over again where they tried to spill out to Sheet or whoever else it was, number 84. And then there was a second, Hunter Haynes running that alleyway, making great plays. They did a great job tonight.
Yeah, it's really hard to run outside on us right now when we got Hagan and Nolan at defensive end. You know, you're looking at 2 6'2", 210-pound kids out there setting the edge, and they're both extremely athletic. So that was probably our fear is kind of the A-gap, the way we were defending them, and that's where they had a little bit of success. But you're right. You mentioned Hunter Haynes. I don't know that we have a better tackler on our football team. I think he's second in tackles on our football team right now, but he's able to come down and like a missile sometimes and just makes him, he's 145 pounds, and what he's able to do with his size is pretty impressive.
Well, there was one play he came shooting through the gap, caught sheet for a 2-yard loss, and then he flipped the other side of the field. You have Kai Adams, who's probably leading the team in tackles right now, blasted through, take on the defender, made a big hit on their running back. I don't know if it just knocked him out completely or knocked the wind out of him, but it put such a hit, forced the fumble. First turnover we've had since 3 weeks ago. Seneca able to jump on top and able to score a few plays later.
Yeah, it's been big. We haven't forced, we were so good early on forcing turnovers, and we hadn't got one in a couple of weeks. So we really challenged our defense, and there was a couple times we've got the ball out, slightly after the whistle. So we've made an effort at it, and it's good to see our defense finally come up with one.
Flipping over to the offensive side of the football, this was a similar type of game as far as offensive production as it was last year. Yes, you guys went for 100 yards last year, over 100 yards last year, but it was just small plays here and there. It wasn't the big explosive plays like we've seen in previous weeks, but that's okay. You've kind of been wanting one of those type of situations where you had a grinded out type of drive.
Yeah, we especially that first drive, we really had to chunk it together, and that was great for our offensive line. Coach Wilkerson, their defensive coordinator, does a tremendous job on the defensive side. They're very, very sound, and they we give a lot of formations, and sometimes we'll get you outflanked by our formations, and they're able to get lined up to a lot of them. So we got to be. We don't get many freebies against them, but I was pleased with some of the stuff we did after that first drive, and then also our play action game. Our screen game, our quick game, stuff like that's starting to really come together.
Yeah, you talk about that play action game. 2 times tonight we saw Hagen Ginger. We kind of roll out to the right side. Quarterback looks to the backside. Ginger's wide open. Ginger has some wheels. I don't know where those came from, but somehow he made it down that far sideline and beat the guy to the pylon. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, he can go. I'm telling you, he's a really, really good player for us right now on both sides of the ball, and he challenges me. He's been so good to find ways to get him touches, and some of that stuff isn't anywhere close to our base stuff. It's stuff that we design for Hagen each and every week because he's just a good enough player. We got to find ways to get him the ball.
You guys distributed the ball amongst a lot of different receivers tonight. Harris having 3 receptions. Grays on a deep route for a touchdown for 1 reception. Miller a couple receptions. I haven't seen him have a whole lot of catches out of the backfield, but one almost looked like a wheel route he ran on that backside, and he was wide open too.
Yeah, I was really proud of Caden on that because that was our secondary option, and all week long I really thought we'd get our first option there with Drew Sherwood in a condensed look off our motion, and he looked at it and then stayed right in his progression, and they actually covered the wheel better than I thought they would too, and he threw a nice ball in, and then Roman went up and made a great play.
Your defense basically throws a shutout tonight. They had the pick 6 there in that third quarter, but defense did a good job shutting them down. Offense did a good job. Special teams, they had some pressure coming on the point after tries. You guys made a little bit of an adjustment to keep them from getting so much pressure after the one miss, and Sherwood was good from there on out.
Yeah, they were timing up our PAT pretty good, so we went to an overload look to kind of make him run the bubble a little bit longer. But Drew's only missed. He missed one tonight, but with some pressure. But he's only missed 2 PATs on the year. We've had a few blocked, but he's missed 2 PATs. I think he's like 40 for I don't know what it is. He's been rock solid all year. When our protection's good, when our snap, when our holds, all good, man. He's been a weapon.
Well, we talk about the iron sharpening iron mentality from the beginning of the year till now. Your 2s coming there. They go on a 5-play drive, cover 72 yards. I mean, I know Lamar was a little bit late getting on the field, but they had it blocked perfectly, and Laughlin just had a lane to run down through a reverse field, made some nice moves here and there. But your 2s coming in and do a nice job week in and week out after your 1s come off the field.
Yeah, our 1s take pride in getting them reps on a Friday night. The effort they put in on Tuesdays and Wednesdays to give our varsity a look, guys, it can't be overstated. And so we say, man, it's important. Those guys deserve reps on a Friday night, and then what that does for your football program as a whole. And now next year, all of a sudden, you lose some seniors, and yes, it may be a kid that is first time starting, but it's not his first time being out there on a Friday night. He's got a lot of reps throughout the year, and it kind of helps you hit the ground running the following year.
And another guy, one of those guys that we don't talk about a whole lot, Connell Trueluck, new to your program this year, began the season, maybe wasn't getting a whole lot of reps on Friday night, but now we're seeing him being a featured defensive tackle. Kickoff team, he's almost there almost every single time, but they're kicking his side. He had a pursuit on a kickoff return where it looked like he was going to go for 6, and he catches up to him and makes a tackle.
Yeah, he's a kid that is a more natural defensive end, but we have some really good depth at defensive end, and we needed some interior help and kind of challenged him to move down inside, and he gets a lot of reps at it. We still use him as our scout defensive tackle. to go up against our ones. And I'm telling you, he gives us fits throughout the week. Our kids have a hard time blocking him. He's long and super athletic. And not very often can you run a defensive tackle down on kickoff, and he's one of the first ones down there. So he's got a bright future ahead of him.
All right, Coach, we'll let you go again. Congratulations. We'll see you in 2 weeks, as you guys will be off this next week and be back here at home in 2 weeks.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right, we're going to take a break. We come back, we'll have more post-game show for you right after this.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
At ProLube Tire and Auto Center, we know what it means to rely on your vehicle. We race all year and know how to get that extra inch out of every part. Precision, quality, and reliability are not just words to us. It's what we do every day. We know you rely on your vehicle to perform for your family. From oil changes to full-on repairs, ProLube gives you the best racetrack team experience, so you can be worry-free.
ProLube Tire and Auto Center, where we get it right on the road and the track.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour record service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
Hey, welcome back in here to Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. Again, your final tonight, Seneca 57, Lamar 7. Your post-game show sponsors, Crowder College and the Seneca School District. Running through some stats. Time of possession in the second half for the Indians, 13-20. For Lamar, 10-40. Seneca running 24 plays, 198 drive chart yardage. 17 plays, 59 yards for Lamar. Lamar on the night, only 80 yards of offense, all on the ground for Lamar. They only attempted the one pass, and it went incomplete. For the Indians tonight, Probert was 2 of 2 for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns. Caden Klaus was 8 of 12 for 123 yards, and he also threw a touchdown to Ginger. I believe he had both of those to Ginger. Maybe one of them was from Probert. Either way.
One of them was from Probert.
One of them was to Probert, to Ginger. There we go. Let me get that correct. Yeah. Probert threw one to Graham and threw one to Ginger. Klaus threw one to Ginger. There we go. Anyway, he also threw the interception, but through the air tonight for Klaus, he had 123 yards. On the ground tonight, Harris 1 rushing attempt for 11 yards. Graham 1 rushing attempt for 7 yards. Miller 15 rushing attempts for 98 yards. Probert 9 rushing attempts for 63 yards. Klaus 11 rushing attempts for 46 yards. And then also tonight for the Indians, Laughlin 3 rushing attempts for 60 yards, and Ball 2 rushing attempts for 12 yards. Receiving totals tonight, Harris 3 receptions for 44 yards, Graham 1 reception for 29 yards and a score, Miller 2 receptions for 43 yards, Ginger 3 receptions and 62 yards and 2 scores, and Sherwood 1 reception for 9 yards this evening. For the totals tonight for the Indians, passing 187 yards, rushing 302 yards, 489 yards total tonight for the Indians. And that's something that has not been done all season. Not a single Seneca rusher got to 100 yards on the night.
If you can still get almost 500 yards of offense and not have a single rusher get 100 yards, I think you're having a pretty good night, Seth.
I mean, passing, yes, they got there on the passing yardage with Klaus having 123, but it's a really good night for the Indians overall. Scoring tonight, Klaus had 3 rushing touchdowns. Probert had 2 rushing touchdowns and threw for another one. Klaus threw for 2 of them. Klaus threw for a touchdown, and Laughlin also had a touchdown for the Indians tonight, making the score 57-7. We take a break. We come back. We'll go into the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, right after this.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Happy Egg supports the family farmer because they've seen the difference a choice like this can make. Now you can grow for Happy Egg and choose to raise hens the right way, the happy way. When you grow for Happy Egg, you're growing for a family-owned and operated business. You're raising happy hens on 10+ acres who will lay happy eggs. You're working for yourself. As a Happy Egg grower, you'll receive new flock cost support and yield-based compensation. Visit happyegg.com/grower to apply today.
I've seen First Community Bank all over, but then to take my stuff to some people that didn't really know me and took a chance, that spoke volume.
I'll always be grateful to First Community and that whole team over at Harrison that helped get me started.
Anytime I need anything, just a phone call away. We're really proud to be with First Community Bank.
Stressed out? Life's cares and worries mixed with an overloaded schedule can often lead to chaos, frustration, anxiety. Would you like to experience peace in your life? The Bible talks quite often about peace. Peace with God, peace with your fellow man, and peace within your heart. True peace begins with a relationship with God. The Bible says we have peace with God through Jesus Christ our Lord. Jesus' death on the cross bridged the gap between holy God and sinful man. The ultimate peace comes from knowing that we're completely loved by God and our sins are forgiven through faith in Christ. Perhaps you'd like to meet the author of peace. If you'd like to speak to someone about Jesus, the Prince of Peace, call 888-NEED-HIM. That's 888-NEED-HIM. Or chat with us at chataboutjesus.com.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Welcome to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network. The Final Drive Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges. See how one of their certified physicians, certified athletic trainers, or therapists can help you get back in the game. Now, let's go back live to the stadium for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network.
And welcome into the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Running through the Big 8 scores tonight. We got an interesting one over in Monette. I believe it's 46-32. We don't have it updated in our score stream yet, but I believe Monette just scored again over Mount Vernon, 46-32. So they have a 2-score lead in the fourth quarter with about 6 minutes to go on that one. Cassville defeating Aurora tonight, 21-11. Again, your final score here tonight, 57-7 over Lamar for Seneca. East Newton defeating McDonald County tonight, 35-33. So what could potentially happen here is East Newton will already be ahead of Aurora in standings, and then Cassville and East Newton will be right next to each other. East Newton will actually flip with Cassville and have the head-to-head.
There's one wrinkle to that, Seth. Reed Spring is sitting at number 3. Cassville is only a point behind them. If Cassville jumps Reed's, there's no
way. Yeah.
There's no switch there. So that's the one wrinkle. Forsyth has the head-to-head over Reed's. And if Forsyth won, they are automatically the 2 seed. And so Cassville may jump Reed's. It depends. Reed's last check was losing to Hollister at halftime. There's a bunch of scenarios. All that matters is Seneca will be at home in 2 weeks.
46-21, your final score. Pleasant Hill defeating Nevada tonight. So Nevada with their second loss on the season.
In the COC, we have some interesting games. Joplin goes for 2 in overtime and beats Webb City 43-42. That game was tied at 35 going into overtime. Joplin goes for 2 and wins it. Lebanon beats Waynesville 64-20. Carthage over Neosho 42-20. Nixa blanks Glendale 42-0. And Republic all over Willard 35-7.
Into the Ozark Mountain Conference, Bolivar leading Logan Rogersville 42-21. That's in the fourth quarter. West Plains over Carl Junction 34-27, and Branson having no problem shutting out Hillcrest tonight 49-0.
In the Mid-Lakes Conference, Forsyth last score was beating Buffalo 27-6. So Forsyth with that win would clinch that number 2 seed, and then you have some different scenarios for 3 and 4 there. Fairgrove beats Stratford 26-11, so Fairgrove the Mid-Lakes champion. And Hollister beats Reed Spring 40-28, so Cassville and Reeds may flip. So you may have Forsyth 2, Cassville 3, Reeds 4, East Newton 5.
That's a weird play out of scenario with Hollister beating Reed Spring.
And Hollister was the number 7 team in our district, so that's an interesting score there.
Ash Grove over in the Southwest Conference. Ash Grove over Sarcoxy by 2 tonight, 20-18. Marionville over Miller tonight, 24-7. And Pierce City over Stockton, 22-14.
Your 8-man and independent scores as over in Kansas, Pittsburgh beats Topeka 49-24. And then the 8-man scores, Drexel's beating New Heights 36-28 in the fourth quarter. Lockwood over Rich Hill 66-20.
We're going to take a break right here. We come back, we'll have the rest of the Final Drive scoreboard show sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
And welcome back into the Final Drive scoreboard show sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Over in the SEK, Rose Hill over Independence 55-30 tonight. Fort Scott having no problem with Coffeyville 22-6. Columbus over Parsons tonight 28-14. And Chanute over Lebec County 35-6.
In the CNC, Girard blanks Anderson County 28-0. St. Mary's all over Southeast 49-12. Frontenac blasts Neodesha 56-14. Caney Valley blasts Riverton 51-14. And Columbus doubles up Parsons 28-14.
And Oklahoma, Wagner leading and shutting out Grove in the fourth quarter 47-0. I think Miami actually beat Wagner last week, if I'm not mistaken, and Wagner was ranked. I don't think they lost a game, but Miami winning tonight 31-14 over Cushing, and Barnsdall over Afton 54-0. And a quick score update here for you. 7:01 remaining in the fourth quarter. Monette leading Mount Vernon, 48-32 in the fourth quarter. And it looks like Mount Vernon has the ball driving. They've got the ball on about the 39-yard line. So interesting to see how that one's going to play out here the rest of this evening. That's going to do it for us here at Tom Hodge Field, though. Special thank you to Danny Moore for keeping us up to date on all of our scores. Landon Reiser, our cameraman this evening, Ben Wolcott, Coach Darryl Harbaugh. Ben, you have one more thing.
Just a couple more things for you. Misha TV in 2 weeks. No more free broadcast. Nothing we can do about it. We'll have the links for you on our website, kneo.org. The link will be there. It's $10 plus tax. And then tomorrow morning, maybe late tonight if you feel like being up till midnight, you'll find out kind of all the district standings.
Yeah, Seneca's got a bye week. We know that. They've locked up the number one. Seneca back-to-back conference champions, back-to-back, if I'm not mistaken, conference champions, as they had 2 in the Big 8 West and now another one at just the Big 8.
And back-to-back undefeated regular season, something that is very hard to do in the Big 8 Conference.
So for Daniel, Landon, Ben, Coach Harbaugh, I'm Seth Wilson saying so long from Todd and Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. Again, your score 57-7. The Indians victorious, wrap up the regular season. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Here's the district semifinal at Tom Hodge Field, Earl Campbell Stadium, here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
You've been listening to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network. The Final Drive Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. See how one of their certified physicians, certified athletic trainers, or a therapist can help you get back in the game. Join us again after the game next week as we will once again bring you all the latest scores right here on the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express written consent of KNEO Sports Network. This has been a sporting outreach of KNEO Sports Network, reaching into communities to make a difference for eternity.